Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Green here with No More News. It is Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024, and I got a huge, epic, powerful show for you guys. Huge return guest. He is a monster on social media, a walking, talking clout machine, the Ritalin Rizmaster, the Albanian outlaw. He is him, the legend, my friend, John Zherka is here. Oh, there we go. What's up, John? Sorry, I had you on mute. He said glad to be here. How you doing, man? It's been a while since we talked.
I'm good, but this year I feel like I've done like maybe two interviews. This is like my third because I don't like doing this stuff anymore, at least not right now. But I always answer your call because I think a lot of people think I'm joking, when I'm doing my whole talking fast shit. I've been watching you since 2015. You were on YouTube then, right?
I started, yeah. You were probably watching me 2015. That's when I started to get a little bit of clout online.
Yeah, and to give you your flowers, because usually I say no to everyone's show, but I always want to be on your show because you're the Bernie of the dissident right niche of a niche where you've been consistent on all your views this whole time. And I don't want to say you're right about everything. I don't even, there's huge disagreements I have with a heretic like you. But day one in Trump's office, I remember being angry at you. I'm like, why the fuck is he talking shit about Trump? Adam, I signed up because you are the right wing of that YouTube space that I found. I don't know how many viewers it was back then, but it was like the niche of the niche, like I said. And then you start shitting on Trump and talking about the floor 66 and the golden room and this,
Third
that,
temple.
this. Yeah. And it feels so phony if I hide and just live my life and don't come on your show and say, hey man, I might disagree with Adam on faith and all this stuff, but he was the first person on YouTube to make a strong case about Trump being, he is the swamp, like you say, right? Mm-hmm. Which is scary to say because he does some base stuff sometimes that makes him like us,
Yeah.
It makes us like him, like when he does something based, we still love him. But the fact that the whole right wing is now talking about the Jewish names, you've been going over these Jewish names, Shabbat, all that stuff since, man, is it first month in office. So it was kind of crazy. I was on Twitter. I'm like, I wonder what Adam Green's up to before you message me. Because in my head, I'm the kind of guy that would go crazy if I was like screaming, yo, he's a Zionist. And then everyone's saying it now. The whole right wing they pretty much doing your content. And I'm like, fuck, bro, the heretic got it right. We have to give him credit or else, or else you're a fucking bitch. But,
well, you're no bitch. And I appreciate that. And you've always been cool, even though we disagree on some, big things. You've always been cool, and I think you're hilarious, and I think you're a good guy, and I consider you a friend.
And by the way, even though I disagree with your work, and I've been on so many shows where I just flat out disagree. Your shit is thought out. I think you are open-minded. I think I'm open-minded because if people say I'm the most stubborn on the internet, then how the fuck do I watch Nick and Adam? These are like opposing views. I'm open-minded. Give me a break with that shit. It's just I don't like bad faith actors winning a debate. That's why I'll like steamroll them and do all that. But I'm not that stubborn. I look at all sorts of. I know about the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Book of Coming into Light, which is the Book of the Dead of the Egyptians. I study anthroposophy. I study theosophy. I study all sorts of shit other than Christianity. And by study, I use the word study differently because I spent my whole life bouncing 5 years. I didn't really have any education, really, like just high school and then dropped out of college. But then now I have a need for just buying books, owning books, sometimes not even reading them, but going through a ton of shit because you get to a point in your life. I got here at 2015 where you get so sick of Marvel movies and all that kind of gay shit that you start going to Odyssey and you find Adam and you find that guy you beefed with, I'm not going to mention, but yeah, I find all these guys and, I love seeing a different point of view, and my side hates that. They go, bro, if you were Team Jesus, you're not allowed to change the channel. And I feel like that's coming out of, I don't believe in Christ. That's why I'm saying that. I'm so afraid I don't believe in Christ that I'm not going to look at any other arguments. That's not being as wise as a serpent. That's being fucking retarded.
I
And
agree.
a lot of Christians, when I say being wise as a serpent, they go, "Whoa, that's satanic." Who am I referencing here?
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah. And the argument Adam makes is that's because he is the serpent. You guys are worshiping the devil because the Jews, Edom, Esau, break it down for us, bro. Give us the whole 3 hour
Well, I'm
presentation.
not necessarily getting deep into that, but
what? You're not, that's what I'm here for.
well, that's not going to be in my book, but we can discuss some of that, but I think that's a little harder to prove and a little more of a stretch and kind of unnecessary. But since you like books, I was going to ask you, I'm writing a book called The Jesus Deception, and once it's published and I do an audiobook, I'll send you a copy so you can listen to it.
Yeah, I would be the guy. I would even review it. I've looked at I don't want to give that guy clout, but I've looked at all sorts of books like that. I own them. I could show it right now. But I'm on Team Green, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I've already looked at that stuff, and I'm not going to lie to you, dude. The Christians who say, "Oh, looking at Adam Green's work," because Green is unbiased, really. The only time I've ever seen you bad faith is when you lose to Owen Benjamin on The Shape of the Earth. And people think I'm joking, but you look like you're a child.
Owen's gonna love that, and I thought you guys had beef. He's gonna love hearing
Owen.
that.
I don't know. Time has passed. I like Owen. I just can't hate the guy. But
you guys together would be good, I think. And everybody was excited when I announced that we were gonna do another stream too.
He's a funny guy, man. I saw him on the Jake Shields thing, and he's just hilarious. When he calls out the Jews, it's like a real comedy bit.
I like him. I like him. He's been cool to me. Yeah.
Yeah, he did smoke you though, because he said like you won't even spend 1 minute on the thought.
That's not true though. I've been watching lots of flat Earth material. Actually,
but Adam, this makes you look so close-minded because you know the Bible really well. You know the firmament. You're not the kind of guys who think it's a disc flying in space. You know the firmament arguments. You know the water is level arguments. You know the scientific arguments. You know the Michelson-Morley experiments. You know everything about curvature calculations, and you're still believing in a gas giant named Jupiter that's a Roman god, the god of the thunderstorm. You believe in that?
Yep, definitely. And we talked about Saturn last time. Saturn's losing its rings, by the way, because you talked about like how do they know his rings and stuff. But before we get to the flat Earth section, right? I want to talk to you about some flat Earth, not a full-on debate about it. But I wanted to start with you tweeted after Trump got elected and he started filling his cabinet with a bunch of Zionists. You said something along the lines, you tweeted like Adam Green was right. And you also said it once in a tweet that I was your favorite heretic, which I appreciate that. But it's cool
I still remember watching you years ago. I would watch Owen, and he'd sometimes piss me off when he talked to Eric Dubé, but most of the time he was making me laugh. But when I watch you, I'm like, this guy's genuine. This guy's genuine. The only time you're bad faith is if you think the argument is a joke. Like for you, you think like the flat Earth stuff, it becomes comedy when someone starts talking about it. So you can't go there seriously. But I feel like you've given Christianity a fair shake, right? You just don't like it because you think it's a Jewish deception, right? Mm-hmm. But
Jewish and fake.
You come from, because a lot of my guys who hate you for some reason, there's like one or two, right? Always. They'll be like, oh, heretic, get him off, blah, blah, blah. But you come from a Christian home. Like, we got to remind people that. You came from that. So if you came from that, it's not like you're speaking out of ignorance.
You see all these lying Christians trying to call me Jewish because I don't want to believe in the Jewish religion.
I never understood that. I call everyone Jew, but you have no features of a Jew. I've never seen a Jew that looks like Adam Green. I don't get that at all. I've never been called a Jew online. Never. No, nobody has ever called me. They call me Arab. When I took a DNA test, I'm 99.9% white. 99.9%. That's more than you, bro.
I'm 100% European. No, I did a DNA test too. 100% European.
Yeah, you're 100% too, right?
Yeah. Green is English, Irish, Scottish name. I'm that. I'm German.
Green is not a Jew name. There's.
It can be. Actually,
it was in France. Ross Geller, wasn't their last name Green? The Jewish couple.
No, there are Jews that have the Green name. It's usually Greenberg, Greenstein, or something. Greenbaum. But if you look it up, Green surname, 23andMe, it can be 1 in 20 Greens are Ashkenazi.
Okay,
So
bro, you're
so
definitely a Jew.
no. So 95% of Greens are not Jewish. English, Irish,
Yeah.
Scottish. But anyway, that's stupid. Let's move on from that. You know what I really appreciate is because Nick finally turned against Trump Nick Fuentes a few months before the election, he finally started getting it right on Trump, saying the things that I've been trying to tell him about Trump for 8 years. He's a Zionist. He's all these things. And everybody's like, oh, Nick was right. Nick was right about Trump. And I'm sitting here like, I've been trying to tell Nick this about Trump, and he's been denying it for 8 years.
Adam,
But at least you said I got that.
No,
You
but
said Adam was
out.
right
No,
about Trump.
I'm here. I'm on your show here to say, you've been you're the Bernie of this. You're the most consistent on this Trump's a Jew topic, right? I think you have the longest history of this. That's actually in an informative way, not just like pictures on a screen. Like you go through it correct. But I think you're being so unfair to Nick because Nick didn't just start saying this about Trump a month ago. He spent the last 4 years saying he only appreciated Trump's first 2 years in office. Then it got Jewy quick.
He was a Zionist the first
right,
2 years
but you can't
too,
say
though.
a month.
Yeah.
You can't say you've been beating Nick on this for a month. That's crazy talk. Like he just started a month ago. He's been saying after the first 2 years, he said it was just Trump and a couple other guys, and then it started filling in with the swamp, and then he went super hard recently. You're trying to say that you've been going harder, right?
Oh, for sure, and just doing it way longer. So, but anyway,
and for other reasons too, though.
No, I mean he's finally getting it right, and then everybody really starts attacking him because he couldn't support Trump, and he says he's the World War III candidate, and he's been a Zionist plant all along, and saying stuff like he was wrong about Trump. So that was cool. Yeah. That's good to see. I want to ask you real quick before we get into some topics about like you're a comedian and a dating coach. Is that how you refer to it? Dating coach?
I market it that way just to get people in there, but they find out quickly, and some of it is I post on my Twitter. It's just psychology. It's raw psychology, and I make the argument that I'm not teaching manipulation. I'm teaching counter ops. Counter ops. She's taking her time, resources, money. I'm teaching how to defend against that. And it's funny because when my program got leaked, right, and I update it frequently, so you guys want to go to thezherkaofficial.com and join now. We have a Christmas sale, but check this out. When my program got leaked is when I started making real good money from it. And I, for years, kept saying I'll never do dating content. I'll never sell that. That shit's stupid. But let's look at the trajectory, just from a business standpoint. Are we about to see the most lonely generation in history next?
Guys need help for sure. And I think, tips from you or just learning about confidence or how to, I think one of the things you talk about is being playful and having energy. I think your shit's actually legit. There's a lot of pickup artists that are scammers that don't even really get girls and are just, peddling bullshit.
I quote Carl Jung. I go sometimes to Freud. I go into 1950s psychology of the woman when it was based before it got gay, and they taught us all this kind of feminist psychology and stuff. And I read a shit ton of books. Right? Don't let the looks fool you guys. But I want to say this. It doesn't solve your problems, right? Learning how to get a bunch of chicks is not also preparing for living a life like Adam Green, being married, all that. That's very different kind of preparation.
Mm-hmm. So
this is like a video game to these guys.
Right. Is your program more geared towards like one night stands and getting lots of girls, or is it that or wife jack lifestyle, getting a wife and settling down and have a family, or both?
I hate talking about long terms and wife and stuff like that because this is business, right? I'm just going for the market. That's all I'm going for. And the market is people want to have abundance. So one girl sticks around. Like if you have a couple of girls chasing you, usually you have one sticking around. Adam played basketball, right? Mm-hmm. So he's always been a Chad. He had no problem with chicks, and he always had some chicks chasing him before he got married.
I did pretty good with the ladies. That is true. Zherka knows. See, greatness knows greatness.
It is so funny. The stuff you go through, I always wondered, because I feel like it's rude to ask, but in your personal life with your wife, Was there a point, like, I remember in high school being the guy that kept saying the Jews, and I wasn't saying it from like that left-wing Palestinian gay ass position. I was saying it from like, the kind of 1933 energy, right? And I still remember when now the whole world JQs, and I'm like, holy shit, I've been right since I was a kid. Since, before I saw your content, I was always on alternative platforms. It's the Jews, it's the Jews. It's not Zionist. Zionism comes from Judaism, all that. And I imagine someone like you that it's like your career, right? Imagine how you felt for years. Your wife must have thought you're like crazy guy just upstairs looking at weird shit and this is not real. And now she's like, oh shit, you were ahead of this maybe 10 years because you were studying it before you were on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's been almost 10 years, and I started to. Although when I first started YouTube, I wasn't really like super into Jewish stuff. It was more like back then it was like Alex Jones and Illuminati and
you started off with the
like everybody does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I'm wondering how your wife saw it. There must have been years where she thought you're just a crazy guy in an attic.
Yeah, I used to rant to her a lot more and like argue with people.
Adam, here's how I see it. Every girl I was with, they made fun of me. They actually made fun of me. They're like, why do you spend so much time? Like, I lived with you for only 2 weeks. All you look at is this kind of content. All those dumb bitches. They were all proven wrong. Now they're tweeting, Israel psychopathic and all that. And I don't feel like, oh shit, now that these stupid bitches in my past are talking about the JQ, I don't even enjoy it anymore. They ruined it. I was right. They were wrong. My family, my friends, all of them were like, man, it is interesting what's happening in the world. You've been talking about this for a long time. I always wonder if you're bitter about that. I'm so bitter. I get so angry about that.
Yeah, it is a little vindicating, and I used to like rant to my wife a lot more about it and like argue with people in comments, and that's until I started making videos, and then now I get to talk to people online and just, vent my thoughts on my streams. But
who got you in? You said Alex Jones?
Yeah, pretty much. Alex Jones was like my, I mean, he didn't get me in, but like I was watching him, and that was like, one of my stepping stones to where I am today. Like watching him.
He has had you on multiple times, and I remember one time you just called him out.
No, he's never had me on. I called in once and called him out. Yeah. I've done a debate with Owen Schroyer on his show. But yeah, like those guys used to call me anti-Semitic basically and say that I was an autist. And cheers! We're having wine. Zherka advice. Wine. So yeah, they would call me anti-Semitic, and now the people that used to call me anti-Semitic and an autist are also like, Zionist this, Zionist that. So it is a little vindicating.
You saying Alex Jones kind of got you in the fold is funny because he really doesn't JQ. I'm not even being critical. He just doesn't do it.
Well, he didn't get me into that. It was the people saying that he wouldn't talk about that, and he's a shill and a gatekeeper that kind of, okay, what is he not talking about? And then I started investigating that stuff.
Yeah.
Which I was already interested in because I was raised Christian. So it was like, my upbringing was connected to Christianity and the Bible and stuff.
Yeah, I get so many people who, I remember doing these with you last year, they'd be like, bro, the way you endorse Adam Green, what is he paying you? And I'm thinking to myself, like, don't you guys love? How the fuck are the Christian nationalists not enjoying Adam Green JQing? Yeah, maybe a big chunk of Adam Green's JQ is attacking your faith, but it's a JQ nonetheless. And if you're not afraid of the truth, right? You should be able to battle all arguments. Like, what the fuck? You're a fuck.
They need to put some respect on my name.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, like, we love pagans. Since 1933, we've loved pagans. What the fuck are we doing? Adam, you said recently, I think it was like 6 months ago. That's recent, right? You said you don't fuck with World War II Germany.
Did I say that?
Yeah,
you know what I learned?
A big Hitler guy.
Well, I mean, it's not really kind of my focus and my interest, but since coming to my conclusions about the Bible and Christianity, I've later learned people have sent me all types of quotes and material, and the Germans had the same view of Christianity that I did, that it's fake and Jewish and foreign and subversive. And
I saw those quotes you posted on Twitter, and I've seen on your show you bring that up. mildly. But what do you think of the Catholic Church with Hitler then?
They turned on each other. He basically pretended to be Christian to gain power and to use them, and they were kvetching. They were phasing out Christianity.
Yeah.
And
So you're one of those guys who think instead of the cross, he put the swastika on the flag as it means something. Like, hey, this is not a Christian movement.
right? Yeah, it wasn't a Christian
Okay.
movement. They did pander to it some because there's so many Christians in Germany, but they were definitely shifting away from it. I've seen so much material these guys online have dug
When
up.
when you started your career, you went from the right wing is good. Oh no, right wing has trans, it's evil. Oh no, I got a JQ, right wing is also in the swamp. Then you went into the Hitler kind of phase. Oh, maybe he was a good guy. Then you went into, oh, Hitler was a Zionist. And then you went so far into thinking at one point, I don't think this was your belief, but you went over it on your show so many times, Hitler was a Zionist and a Bolshevik. And now where are you at with all that?
That was never. I was never in those camps. I
You were
was
never-
entertaining
you were never
those
pro
ideas. No, I've
Where
never.
the fuck am I, bro? I thought we're pro Hitler. Where the fuck am I? I can't be here.
I was never firmly in those camps, in any of those camps. People try to attack me for being in each one of them.
Hold on, you've never gone over. Man, this sounds like I'm attacking you now, but you've never gone over Hitler being a Zionist?
I've entertained that idea and looked at some of the information, but I'm not convinced that it was some type of grand conspiracy. I've heard explanations that can explain some of the things people bring up in that, but
oh wow. So then if he's not a Zionist, I'm not trying to like make you look bad. I'm saying this is all comedy, guys, right? Don't attack any of our channels. Wouldn't that make him a fucking hero?
Well,
that would make
if
him
he was a hero, I don't think. I mean,
Germany
Germany like collapsed and has never recovered. So like to say like heroes have ultimate victories. He did kind of bring Germany back from.
Guys. If he loses, he's not a hero.
Well, I mean, like Trump said, like he likes his soldiers that don't get captured, kind of thing.
No, but
not to throw shade, because
he did go to Argentina, and he was just a double agent the whole time, and he just gave it all to Russia. Then he's a winner. Then you'd have to be like, oh wow, he's a hero.
No, that would be even more subversive.
If you're with the winners,
then
you're with the Jews.
No, what I'll say is, I don't like online when so many people are like, oh, they were all strong Christians. It was a Christian movement, and they are all love. That's not true. They were pagans. They were.
I mean, no, there was
paganism.
a ton of Catholics in there. There's a ton of Catholics in there. But at the top, you're saying go Bulls and all.
At the top, and the direction and the policies that the top was taking, especially more towards the end.
And you also come from that perspective of they were reading Nietzsche, and Nietzsche is like, hey, if you don't want to be ruled by Jews, don't take their God.
Exactly. He even called Jesus, Nietzsche called Jesus like bait, the bait that was the vengeance of the Jews, so he completely nailed it. And these guys knew. In fact, one of my friends, Volkish Spirit, is going to put together a thread of all the best quotes about what they were saying about Christianity, and I'll probably do a whole stream on that soon. But let's back up a little bit out of World War II history, and I wanted to ask you.
I had so many questions about that because when I watch, I don't watch many channels, right? But when I watch someone, there's a lot of questions that gets missed. And I always wonder till now, I'm like, wait a minute. If Adam Green's position is, let's say he's not a Zio, why aren't you like with those guys on Twitter? You see those guys that go on the streets with the flags and the swastikas and all that?
Dude, those guys are doing more harm than good and are acting like Hollywood clowns, basically.
You think they're feds?
I don't know that they're feds, but I mean, I don't think they're helping. I think it backfires. I think it's counterproductive. Like that movement's dead, and trying to resurrect that, given all the years of intense propaganda, I think is a dead end and a non-starter.
But if it was a starter, would you be like, yeah, they can have their say? Or
I mean, it's so many decades ago. It's a different place. It's different, a different climate. So
Yeah.
I think, I'm not trying to resurrect old movements like that or anything. But let me ask you, and I got a bunch of things to get to, but on a little bit more on the dating advice stuff. So you said,
Yo.
I want to get your take. I didn't see your take. The wife jack thing was trending all week. It was very controversial. What's your take on the wife jack meme?
I mean, when we think of what young men are supposed to be battling, it's not really the Jew, the eternal Jew. It's that feminization that destroys society in men, which comes from the Jew. But when you really think about it, who is the active agent? The woman in the house making you more soft. I mean, you look at these studies after marriage or after a kid. These are some scary statistics. It's almost like they're a sponge of your testosterone. They just take it from you. And nobody wants to talk about what living with a partner is like in today's age, where, yeah, I mean, 70% divorce rate if they grew up with a digital phone. The studies they have is before that, before the digital phone. So when you look at all this stuff, are we battling the eternal Jew or the feminization of men, which is coming from them being around these women at the workplace, this fucking feminism cancer? And yeah, that's the wife jack meme. That's what you should be battling before anything, because it's in your house. The Jew's not in your house. He might have gave her the literature to become a feminist, but she became a feminist. There's some girls who are not feminists and they still, like, look at how they vote for abortion. Can you really ever trust these creatures? They're not ever with God. That's why in the Bible they go to man. Man goes to God, right? When you look at it, like, the wife jack thing is battling Judaism, because there's never in history been a Christian man who sheds tears because she's giving birth. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm a poetic guy. I read Blake. Yeah, I can be emotional. I can be in tune with my feelings, but to cry because she's taking a shit at the fucking hospital? Did you cry for your child, Adam?
Not even close. Not even close to crying when my
so you must hate that wife jack shit.
No, I don't hate it. I really don't even care that much about it. I mean, there's also kind of a resurgence of like trad wives also. So like, sure, there's a lot of feminized soy boys, going around, but there's still chads, there's still masculinity, there's still gender roles.
Adam, I still remember when I watched your channel, I'm like, after a couple years, I was like, I still haven't found other channels in the right that are married, masculine, and kind of normal, like you and your family. It's just you. I don't put Alex Jones in there. My sides, we get incel-y quick. It's just you. If you're the last guy on earth who should be saying, yeah, I'm sure there's masculinity out there. I think in the right wing, you're the only channel that's like respectable, where you've never had a scandal with your wife coming in the room and punching you in the face. You've never had a JF moment. What are you talking about? Richard Spencer's divorce, all that shit.
I'm not, people online are different.
You of all people should say, when I go walk the dog at the park, I see a lot of beta married men that are not like me. You see that everywhere you go. Walmart, come on, man. You see that Target.
You see some of it, but not exclusively.
I feel like the only place, this sounds crazy, but the only place we see masculinity is these abusive relationships where he's like slapping the shit out of her. That's the only, because they go look for it. Look at the studies of women dating abusers. I'm not saying become an abuser, but they lack the safety in society with these betas. So they'll actually hang around someone who's physically beating them before they hang around their OnlyFans subscriber beta. That is a desperate need in the market for masculinity. A huge desperate need.
I think they're attracted to like testosterone is what I think it is. So it's more testosterone, aspect. More likely guys have a temper or would.
Well, it's so ironic because the safety aspect of, oh, this guy can protect me, but no one else can. Oh, wow, he's beating on me, but at least he's capable of that. Whereas this little simp bitch is not going to fight the burglar. The guy who beats on me will kill that burglar. It is interesting when you look at the public, like Nick's diagnosis for the wife jack is spot on. If you really believe in trad masculinity, that it's somewhere out there, drop some names. Besides your lifestyle, like, and you're on Odyssey. You're far away from the world.
People online, I think, don't represent normal
That's a
dudes out there.
huge mark, bro. That people online, that's like millions of men. You're saying?
No, I mean like
And I agree.
influencers online. They're a
Well, or
small
you see it in the
subset of like,
grocery store. Do you really see it in the grocery store? I don't
yeah,
see
I
that kind
see
of. And you demand it because you're 6'6".
6'4".
Yeah. So yeah.
You're
So
you're
these kind of
6'5", right?
yeah. So you and I, we kind of demand respect. We have that cheat code. But when we go to Walmart, you do have that feeling of I feel bad for a lot of these guys in your gut. Like NBA players, they feel bad all the time. Married chicks are just staring at them. So yeah, when I look at it as like who feminized men, who made men beta and all these mental diseases, it's the Jews. But they're doing it through the wife jack meme. The wife jack meme needs to die, bro. It's a bigger. You fight everything that Jews try and do to white people. Well, all people. You're not. Are you a white nationalist?
I'm a Europe nationalist. Like, what do you mean by that? Do I call for mass deportation? No.
Do you do this?
No, that's bad optics, Zherka.
Okay.
You can get a pass on that because you're Albanian, maybe.
Hold on. There's no way you're saying bad optics. Your whole show is bad optics. Like
No,
you
it's
talk
not.
about
I'm
the
great
Jews.
optics. Kidding me?
No, come on. Everyone who talks about the Jews is technically considered canceled, right?
Well, I don't talk about the Jews. I criticize Judaism. I criticize Jewish supremacy. I'll criticize Jewish power. It's being
Yeah, I think a
subversive.
swastika meme would really blow up the channel, though. Like, I feel like you're missing out on a whole group of people.
Maybe you're right. That was gonna be what I was gonna ask you. Like, if you were my life coach, if I hired you to be my social media consultant,
Hit the lottery.
yeah, if I hit the lottery and I was able to buy Zherka as a consultant, I need some Zherka clout. What would you advise? How would you advise me? Besides using that symbol, what would you say?
Well, let's see who memed with that symbol a lot. Nick, he did really good and eventually got on Kick, Twitter. He took that meme with him because these symbols are rallying points for the Europeans.
He never used that symbol, though. He uses the cross as the symbol.
Whoa. The Cookie Monster thing blew him up. The ovens and the Cookie Monster joke.
Yeah, that was like one joke many years ago, though. It's not like that's his.
You've seen him do
that's his whole thing.
You've seen him do the Roman gladiator salute.
Yeah, that's true. He does it as a meme. It's a joke,
you,
though.
because you have a family, you're like, I don't know if I want to bring all those guys in the chat. But you got 100% white DNA like me, but yours is Nordic, so it fits the bill. The Aryan look, all that. Why not bring the Aryans to your channel? It makes no sense. Like what?
They're here without that. Speaking of social media consultants,
Chad, he said they're here without the armband. You got to take the armband off to join the Adam.
I didn't say that.
Bro,
I didn't mention armband. I didn't say that.
Adam, you're missing out on. Think of 1933, the most clout we've ever seen one man have. Like, didn't he look like a prophet when Hitler came with his whip to whip them back into Israel? Because he's a Zionist.
A prophet? I don't know about a prophet.
No, but look at his rallies compared to Trump. Didn't that look insane? The Hitler rallies?
Yeah, more like a very charismatic leader.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're missing out on all that clout. Like, he turned, how many billions of people were on his side? You're missing out on all that just because you want to. I don't think you even get banned for doing a Ramon's salute on Odyssey and stuff, right?
I have no idea because it's not going to happen. Adolf Green, that's funny.
From a marketing perspective, chat, who thinks he should change the background light to red, add a flag, wear an armband, and go harder?
No, wait, dude, that would pigeonhole me any worse. Then I'd be a niche of a niche of a niche.
If you believe that, then you'd believe that Nick got pigeonholed, but he leaned into that meme and then got out of that meme for optics' sake and then went on Kick. He totally took the clout from that. That was really interesting, right? And I don't think Nick believes in that stuff. You know, he's got his own Christian movement, but I love the Germans, bro. I believe in that shit. You know, they are the greatest people on earth. The German DNA is 70% of Americans are German DNA. Why does
I've got a lot of German DNA.
You? No, you don't.
Yeah,
I thought you were Swedish.
No Swedish.
You're
German, English, Scottish, Irish, and Norway. Scandinavian.
That your brand is paganism of 1933. I don't know why you don't take that. You got darker looking people like me. I'm 100% white, but I came out like this. You got me wearing the fucking black uniform, and you're not putting it on. Like, what the fuck?
All right, I'll take that advice into consideration. And but let me ask you about do I need a manager, a Jewish manager, like Gary the numbers guy? Is that what I
You hate
need?
that guy, right?
Some
Do you hate
gematria?
Gary?
Do I hate him?
Do you hate him?
I've only seen very little from him. I don't know anything about him. But he was your manager for a while, right?
Yeah,
Or is he
manager,
still?
friend. More like he just had mob connections that kept me safe. I kept getting in a lot of trouble. So he was like a homie before we even made money together. And he has a book saying Hitler's the good guy. So that's why
Really?
we're kind of, yeah, he has his book from like 15 years ago he wrote. So I don't know if I consider him Jewish or maybe double agent, right? But yeah,
does he have the magic gematria secrets to going viral on TikTok?
he
And
knows
being
some
a social
stuff.
media
He knows
star?
some stuff, but I don't think I think people should go to Nick Fuentes or I'm a good funnel for Nick. I think those people can help you out more than numerology. And you're being way too charitable by calling numerology gematria. Gematria is a lot harder. It's based on letters, right? The Jews' code is way harder to understand.
Letters
I think
and
each
numbers,
letter,
yeah.
and each letter represents a picture too. Some means like calf, some means goat, some means the Jewish stuff goes really deep. Like we can't forget, guys, that it's so hard to JQ because it does sound like Adam Green, Zherka, Nick. It kind of sounds like we're worshiping their IQ, but they're not that intelligent, man. The white man invented everything throughout history. Everyone knows that. There's been so many books on this. And here's how I know the Jews aren't that intelligent. They're very intelligent, but not that intelligent. Their own guys come out with books saying they can't invent anything. Their own guys turn on them. Like, do you ever get called out for covering the Jews so much that you want to be them? I
No.
get called out so many times. They're like, you just think the Jews have all this black magic because your point of view is they're controlling the world not on prophecies, on predictions that they're creating. So plans. My point of view is that they're
Plots.
actually using black magic. And to you, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, I think there's no proof of that, and that's like elevating them and giving them like a divine supernatural status that's like ultimately debilitating to people.
Why?
And giving
Why?
them too much credit.
But why, when they said that about pagans using different kinds of magic too, and then there's been a lot of saints and Catholics who were using magic. I mean, they said that about everyone. Technically, the Jews would just be the most evil to use that kind of stuff. And to you, that's a stretch. All of Rudolf Steiner, the philosophy of freedom, knowing higher worlds, all of anthroposophy, theosophy, you, Adam Green, you somehow just say all that shit is mumbo jumbo. It's just like Scientology. It's garbage. I mean, Rudolf Steiner saying that the heart doesn't pump blood. The blood is pumping the heart. And then later it turns out that they're figuring out everything he said was kind of true, or how he said vaccine to wipe out consciousness and the soul is coming. This guy's predicting stuff from way back since like World War II, man. Before that, or the human atmosphere, which is the Philosopher's Stone, which is the astral body. He was the first one really talking about that stuff. The Christ impulse. It was like Christian. Not. It's still, I guess it would be considered heresy because it's like a lot of Gnostic teachings that Björk and all those kind of guys look at. But yeah, for you, all that Gnosticism, all that is mumbo jumbo. But Rudolf Steiner and all these intellectuals, Helena Blavatsky, they all talk about how every mythology was at one point true. If you have a story about a mythology, they were all true. That's what demons and sprites and spirits are. Or for us, nowadays, they come through the harmonic material world. So technology, like, for example, you and I both know what a Squirtle is, right? You know Squirtle?
I've never heard of that. No, what's a Squirtle? Is that when you finish on
There's
her back?
no way. You're my age. I'm 1994. You know what a Squirtle is.
Squirtle? Like squirting? I've never heard that word. Does anybody in the chat know that word? Is this like an Ebonic term or something? Squirtle Squad? Squirtle Pokemon? Squirtle?
Yeah. Aren't you my age? You're 1994.
No, bro. I'm a decade
Okay, you know
older
what a
than you, man.
Pikachu is, right?
Okay, this is a Squirtle. I've heard of Pikachu, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, do you know in medieval times when they talked about sprites and spirits, how they saw them in the forest, and back then they had a different level of consciousness, very different from ours. And if you take it past the Holy Grail tradition of the 1500s, if you keep going down to the Gnostics and the Neoplatonists or even Hellenistic thinkers, they were saying that thinking didn't happen within our consciousness here. It wasn't in our brain, it was out there. And that's kind of like what the pagan gods were that Christianity would call them demons after and all that. They said that they were clairvoyant. Death and sleep were a lot closer together. So humans would see those kind of phantasms in their sleep and it would be considered close to death. And they had kind of an understanding of reincarnation, a kind of samsara. But all those Gnostic texts that got kind of revitalized by Steiner, you're saying he's just making shit up. I mean, Steiner is
What do you mean by Gnostic
text?
text?
He's a very accomplished guy. He's an accomplished Jew. I'm not saying he's correct, but I'm saying you saying all of magic is impossible, that the billionaires are just being controlled by rabbis just because the rabbi's a little smarter. That sounds crazy that Marina Abramovich is doing spirit cookings and her donators are not Adam Green Zherka. Her donators are Microsoft, Bill Gates. You're telling me that dumb bitch playing with pig's blood did nothing in the etheric plane, in the astral plane. She just did nothing. She just got lucky with pig's blood. When I know your work. I watch it because you're honest, but there's no way you're being honest by believing this shit. That you think some Serbian bitch playing with pig's blood got Rothschild and Bill Gates to endorse her, which is, I can't imagine bigger donors. Can you?
She's just a boosted, like, weird artist, is the way I see it. I don't believe anybody has any magical powers. I don't believe they have magical power. Hold on, let me explain real quick.
Harms your channel more than anything. If you look your audience, that's
believe in magic
audience. You look at your conspiracy audience in the eyes, and you say they just enjoy weird art.
Well, I don't tell them what they want to hear. I tell them what I think. And I don't think they have magical powers. But like the prophecy is not real, but it has like a real world impact. If people believe in things, it can have an impact on the world. But I don't think there's actual blood magic that gives people magical powers.
That is crazy because then you'd have to believe in the narrative that maybe the Trump administration and QAnon pushed that stuff out through Sleepy Joe's side, that they're all in on it and they just push it to, it's like a populist message of join the side of good. You believe
all that stuff does is scare people to believe in the Jewish God and the Jewish Messiah. That's what all the satanic panic's about.
Who is afraid of the Jewish God?
No, people get scared of demons and Satan, and that's the Jewish boogeyman that corrals people and scares people towards the God of Israel, the Jewish God. And
Carl Jung would say in an archetypal pattern as like just these massive organizing principles of psychic energy and tension. These archetype energies, even if Christianity was around, they still exist. And in ancient times, they'd be called demons or even daemon when they were considered neutral or good. Yeah, I mean, like that's been everywhere. It's not just the Jews talking about demons. You know what I mean?
Do you still have your podcast
to believe in those things?
Are you still doing the God Pilled podcast?
No. I mean, when I return to Miami, I'll do it. Yeah, but right now,
that was another question I had. I'm curious. You were living in Miami, but now you're back home in Canada. Did you get deported, or your visa ran out, or what happened?
Yeah. This is kind of, why are we switching topics?
Too private? Is it too private?
No. I was just in the US this year, but no, I did a whole marketing run. I said, I'll go on every single podcast and then never do this again. So I went on every single podcast, built my business, and now I go to the US sometimes a year, but
now you're ready to settle down and get married and have some kids. Is that the plan now?
100%, because I can't stand talking to my mom where she's like, at my age, you'd be married at this age and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? I can still have my life. They'll be in the other room and I'll just jake you in this room and you have that for yourself right now, right?
Yep.
But
It hasn't. I mean, it
is
probably
terrible.
does slow me down. I couldn't leave and do all the type of content you were doing, but it also motivates you to keep going in a different way too. It gives you something else to fight for.
I feel like if I had kids and a wife, I would not lean into a Roman salute because I don't want to be up all night thinking, oh, my kid might get punched in the face or attacked and all that. So there is this kind of radicalness you do lose from getting married. But what's the alternative? What are you going to grow up alone like a weirdo? So
No.
yeah, you got to do it. I have a more like a 15-year-old brain. I really don't want to do it. But also, I do shit on older guys who are single and all that shit.
Remember, you're a decade younger than me too. I'm about a decade older than you, so
There's no.
you got
I'm
time.
1994.
Yeah,
How old are you?
I'm early 80s.
There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't age, bro. What the fuck?
Matter of fact,
I think you looked older in 2015 than now, or maybe you got a ring light or something. But
better lighting. I updated my camera and my lighting, so I probably look a little.
What's
cleaner.
the diet? What are you eating?
Pizza, burritos, steak, fish.
You're one of those guys. You're one of those guys. You just never break out none of that shit, bro. I feel like I'm gonna look so old when I'm 40, right?
It's the cigarettes. The cigarettes.
Well, I haven't smoked in months.
Oh, nice.
So,
awesome.
yeah. I've been on a health
So
kick.
the God pilled thing, though, I was so mad at Sneeko when he bailed on you when you were in Albania. He bailed on you to go hang out with some cringe Muslim imams.
Dude,
so
I gotta interrupt this. I'm not trying to defend Sneeko or anything, right? But the truth is, he was so pissed at me because I bailed. I said I was with my dad. I woke him up after the first day he landed. I said, "Hey, this place is nice in Albania, but we want to go to Kosovo. Come with us." And he had landed. He paid for all of his camera crew. He had 3 other guys. So it just looked so bad. And the whole internet spun it as he ditched me, which was funny. But I felt so bad for that because he flew all the way there for me. And I watched some news article saying that they arrested some kind of like internet celebrity or something. And that they arrest people easily if they have money to kind of, those countries. I don't know. It just got in my head. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to miss this wedding. My brother's getting married. Let's go. It's more safer if we cross this border. Let's go here. And Sneak was like, bro, I just landed like 10 hours ago. Like my whole guys are here. So it's not like he chose the Muslims over me.
Okay. That's what it looked like. I thought he content cucked you for some boring Muslims and I was mad. But...
He would, though. He would. He's an actual Muslim. He would choose them over me.
Yeah.
Just not at that time.
I heard you say a second ago that Zionism is Judaism. My big problem with Sneeko is he's always defending Judaism. He goes, oh, I love Judaism. And not to mention like your shit, though. Not to hate too hard, but your podcast God pilled, like, are we talking the Jewish God? Because the Jewish God is what led to Christianity and Islam, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the first time that there wasn't this widespread belief of different pagan entities and everyone pointed at the one. Mm-hmm. And it got split into 3 Abrahamic faiths, which you think, I know your story is that it's a Noahide religion and all 3 got conquered pretty much after the first one. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of crazy to me because I think you've talked about this, but wasn't the last big battle with the Jews before Hitler, the last big one was against the Catholic Church. So you'd have to admit that there was a Christian wave that JQ'd and fought them one last time. Wasn't that
they would like hate on the Jews for killing Jesus, but that's not like opposing Jews. If you worship a Jew and the Jewish God and believe that the Jews were ever chosen, I don't see that as actually opposing Judaism.
You sound crazy saying that. You're cutting a Jewish guy's head off is not opposing him. You gotta give the Catholics that.
It is, but they also protected them and ensured their survival. Way more
your argument
pagans died and.
Well, your argument is that Catholics had one last final battle and then they bent the knee to the Jews. I'm fine with that, but you'd have to admit that if they were the last serious threat against the Jews, that they could be activated again today. Wouldn't you want to activate that group?
No, I don't think. I think that's a non-starter, and I don't think the Catholic Church is going to become
Well, not the Catholic Church.
anti-Semitic again. The Christians are their greatest allies and supporters these days. That's not going to get flipped around.
You don't think that whole anti-Semitic wave with Hitler, you don't think that that's going to start repeating now, but we're going to have that left-wing Palestine people in our side this time? You can't see that happening against the Noahide God in your version?
I mean, maybe to some degree, but I think that they got it in the bag, honestly. Like,
well, I don't get how
all this great noticing I see is just like controlled opposition.
But how does Adam Green lead the charge? If you don't want to rally with the Christians, you don't want to rally with anyone, your way would be, hey, Christians, if you take out this dual aspect of their God versus our God, evil versus good, that you're giving them power and all that, you just want Christians to just stop believing in God, which is genetically fucking impossible for a human.
I want them to, if they're, okay, here, let me ask you this. What is the JQ? What is like the root of the Jewish identity and the Jewish agenda? What's the root of it? I
think the root, and you're going to laugh, but the new covenant goes to the white people. And
no, like what is the point of Judaism? What's the ultimate goal of Judaism in Judaism?
Well, if we look at it from your point of view, they're collecting the shells, right? They're doing all that?
No. Don't get that esoteric. How about this?
Okay.
Can you agree to this? The point of Judaism is that in the end times, all of the nations, all the goyim, worship their God and believe in their prophecies.
If that's true,
and bow down to the Jewish Messiah. That's the ultimate goal.
If that's true, then how come they were so afraid of the Catholic Church when the Catholic Church started cutting them up? No, not right now. I'm saying their last battle with the Catholic Church, when they're getting their heads cut off, wouldn't in your world the Jews have a magic card where they go, hey, that's the God of Israel, stop cutting my head off? All of human history disagrees with you because man always needs a God. You've seen how much bloodshed has passed over this. Humans need a God. It sounds like, if it's true what you're saying, that Christians are just helping the Jews, then why are they so afraid of Christians becoming radical?
They're not.
Right?
Ben Shapiro and Dennis Prager and Netanyahu all promote Christianity.
Look at Nick's life. They really took him down. We talked about this last time. They took down.
That's not just because he's a Christian, though. That's because his criticism of Zionist influence.
Wait, what's the difference?
Like, he's only one Christian. There's all types of Christians that are huge on YouTube and never get censored, and Netanyahu praises them, and Ben Shapiro platforms them. And it's been 70 years since the Vatican, became ultra kosher in Vatican II. So it's like that's a time in the past.
But Adam, that means you're legitimizing Nick, because you're saying, yeah, all these Christian channels are cucked, and I agree with you 100%. I would never debate that, especially the ones on YouTube. But you are ultimately saying Nick has activated something against the Jews. He's a small section. It's not worth it going his route, but he is fighting them. You're admitting that part?
Not fully. You're not really fighting the Jews unless you say, if you say, he says the Jews were chosen by God. Does anybody saying the Jews are chosen by God, does that sound like they're fighting the Jews?
He doesn't say that.
Yes, he does. He said they were chosen by God.
No, he said that the Jews that are extinct were chosen by God. These people are imposters. You know that.
No, I don't think he says they're imposters. The idea that the Jews were ever chosen.
The whole point is that the covenant goes to the white Christians, right? That's the whole point.
Not necessarily the white Christians. That's what Christians believe, and not all Christians, by the way.
No, but that's the point, is that Nick's way is to infect every soft beta Zionist Christian on earth.
Nick's criticism of Jews is silly and only discredits opposition. To say have your problem. Hold on. Let me say it, Zherka. Hold on. When your big problem with the Jews is that they rejected their Messiah that was meant to conquer all the world, like that's not a real serious criticism.
Again,
you want to oppose the Jews, you say your Torah is fake, your prophecy is fake, you were never chosen, and we're never going to bow down to your God. That's anything less than that is controlled opposition.
Adam, they are saying that. They are saying your book is fake. They're just not saying Torah. They're saying the Talmud. They're saying
that's the root of it, though. The Torah. If they can't criticize the Torah, they're not criticizing the Jewish agenda, because it's all rooted in the Torah.
hold on. You're saying you want Christian nationalists to say your book is fake. They do that. They say that the Jews of old are no longer on earth because they became Christians. That's the whole JQ. You know this.
No,
They
that's
became
that's
Christians.
that's Spurg's online. The Catholic Church doesn't say that. The Catholic Church says there are elder brothers in faith.
Yeah, but
and
the
that
Catholic Church
anti-Semitism
also
is a
says nice
sin.
things about everyone.
No.
They're not nice to the LGBT. They're nice to everyone right now. They're very soft. Yeah, I get it. But the whole point I'm trying to make is you're saying, Zherka, what's the JQ? I've been JQing since 2010 in high school, 2009.
That's before
And
me.
the JQ has always been that they reject God, and that's the struggle.
But that's the thing. I don't see them rejecting God. Rejecting God, their belief in God is what the conspiracy is. Yahweh's the jealous God of the Jews that wants to conquer the world.
You're going to say build the temple. And was a man pierced, prophesied over 500 times in the Old Testament?
No.
To come.
500 times? Oh, you mean all the prophecies. Dude, that's the thing. They had all these prophecies. They wrote a story fulfilling these prophecies. What's more likely? A magical superhero fulfilled all these hundreds of scriptures, or some Jews just made it up?
Well, how come the Gnostics also agreed that, Christ wasn't God, but he had 3 years of the God essence, the Christ impulse in him? Even the Gnostics, everyone agreed that guy lived. That guy was there. They saw him.
Just like Nag Hammadi and the Gnostic scriptures, they're all mythical based on scripture, just like the New Testament is.
Do you believe Hitler had a chance at beating the Jews ever?
Maybe like who's that guy from X-Men or no Marvel, the guy that can see all the different scenarios of the future, Doctor Strange, right? He's like, oh, there's hundreds. I played out hundreds of simulations and only one. I mean, imagine it's possible there could have been a way. Maybe not invading Russia and starting multi-front wars and invading Russia in the winter and.
No, Adam, I'm asking, was it close? Like if it was close and Hitler said, hey, we're going to tell every Catholic on earth, team up with us. These people are killing Christians. They've been
the Catholics betrayed them and were traitors and were spies and subverted. Look at this new documentary that these Zionists are putting out, Bonhoeffer. You seen the Bonhoeffer stuff?
Yeah, I saw that. But I'm asking you a hypothetical. If Hitler had rallied Catholics against Jews, you're saying it's impossible to.
He tried to do that. He tried to do that.
And you're saying it just didn't work because of the evangelical Zionists and all those kind of.
No, it didn't work even because the Catholics. They got triggered and started being detractors because they were turning to paganism. We can see the writings of Catholics and rabbis going, oh no, they're not believing in the Jewish prophecies anymore.
But Adolf Hitler was a populist, so wasn't he just feeding Catholics what they want to hear? And wasn't most of the Nazi war machine was Catholic, correct? I'm not talking about the top, Goebbels, all that. I'm just talking about the most average soldiers.
Yeah, Germany had traditionally for a long time been Christian, Protestant, or Catholic, yes.
Yeah,
but
and then they're seized with
the Nazis were pagan, and they were trying to phase that away.
Okay,
in a strategic way. They didn't just go no holds bar. They were trying to slowly transition it. That's why they had the positive Christianity was one strategy of that.
Okay, so you can't see a world where someone like Nick, someone like Adolf could make every Catholic hate the Jews. You think it's impossible? The psychic tension in their brain would be too much. They'd always defend the Jews.
Some of them.
Damn,
they did.
Isn't that a leap?
No.
You can't see. Isn't anti-Semitism like I don't want to.
So how much more power do the Jews need to have before the Christians are going to get their act together, or Jesus is going to come back and save the day?
It hasn't been that.
Has Christianity stopped Jewish power, or has it helped facilitate and been the Trojan horse, and now the greatest enablers of Jewish power?
So can you see another? You know how they say history doesn't repeat, but it certainly rhymes. You can't see another Hitler come out after Trump.
Another pagan leader. This is what I want to see: is a secular, non-Christian movement against the Jews. Because a Christian movement against the Jews, it's just like trying to defeat a messianic problem with more Jewish messianism. Because Christianity is Jewish Judaism, messianic apocalyptic Judaism that affirms all of the same ideas: the God of Israel, the prophecies, the Messiah ruling the world, and end times wars. They share all that stuff. Can I shift gears?
If you and I were generals, the only different route we go down is, as we're exposing them, you would go lead a pagan movement, and you'd bring in like Apollo and all these kind of pagan gods, like masculinity to young men. And I would,
if they need it, for the people that need those
you really think that's more effective
archetypes and characters.
Hold on, you think
it could be? Well, was it not effective for the Germans?
You think that's more effective than telling young men this group of people commit deicide?
Yeah, I think that's discrediting.
What the fuck? But every comment you read is saying you killed Jesus.
Dude, Christians have been saying for a long time they're Christ killers. They're the synagogue of Satan. Where has it gotten us? The Zionists and the Jews just keep getting more power, so it's obviously not working.
The last movement to eradicate Jews from power was a Catholic movement. I'm not saying the top, but the brainwashed soldiers, yeah, they were Ubermensch, but they were ultimately Catholic upbringing, right?
All these Christians and Muslims and Elon buying X and the Christians and Muslims and all of this, naming them and noticing on Twitter, what did it lead to? Trump getting elected and the most Zionist administration ever.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I had a debate yesterday with my cousin in the car, and I said, "Name a time in history when Jews have been more powerful." And he said, "Oh, it's happened." I'm like, "No, it hasn't. This is the most powerful they've ever been."
Right. Thanks to Christianity, Christianity wiped away all the pagan European religions and other religions around the world, and now they all worship the Jewish God, and now they have more power than ever. So mission accomplished, and they brag that they accomplished this through Jesus, preparing the world for the Messianic age. And they go, yeah.
Well, you're talking about Shabbat. You're talking about a section of Jews.
Well, I mean, they're the.
Don't say all. Come on.
I didn't say all. Chabad is like the most influential Orthodox Jewish organization, religious Jewish organization there is.
Do you believe that at the top it's just Jews battling Jews, Bolshevik Jews versus Zionist Jews, or that they're both same hand?
There's that. There's different hands. There's different factions, but then ultimately, like, you know, they'll put Jews first. So there's the Reform Jews versus the religious Jews. There's the communists versus the Zionists. But there's also the actual Jews versus the spiritual Jews, which is the Christians. And the spiritual Jews, which is the Muslims that think they're Ishmael and they have the birthright and they're worshiping the God of Abraham. It's all just different. The Christianity, Islam.
So then why would you ever quote the Talmud and say, "Hey, you're not a Gentile. They see you as goy"? Why would you ever?
That's the Torah. I don't need the Talmud to say they see us as goy. Go look at all the verses in the Old Testament where it talks about what happens to the nations. Nations means goyim. The nations will bow down. The nations will tremble in fear. Like, that's all over the Old Testament.
The Old Testament is God saying there was many times where if you disobey him, you're going to get punished.
The Old Testament's fake, dude. They faked it in Alexandria, Egypt. It's not like all the history is mythological. They ripped and stole from other religions. No, but none of it's real. Adam and Eve, Noah's Ark, Moses. They're all fake, dude. It's all fake fairy tales. And you're smart, dude. I know you know this is true.
Hold on. Even your atheist side believes in that there was a great flood.
No, definitely not. No flood, but you don't have to be an atheist to know that there's no flood and the Bible's bullshit. I'm not even an atheist. I'm an agnostic. You know.
So if we draw this to its natural conclusion, you believe that stone tools built the pyramids?
No.
That's fucking retarded, Adam. Like, no. You don't believe they had some kind of
say that. You believe a talking snake. You believe a talking donkey. You believe.
How did they build the pyramids if they didn't have these kind of mystical powers?
There's definitely not mystical powers. There's theories of how they did it with rollers or slides or sleds or all types of stuff.
They can't do it today.
They can do all types of better architecture than big blocks, big stacked up blocks today.
Yeah, so that whole theory that we evolved to be smarter, whereas anthroposophists would say kind of the other way around, that there's certain epochs in time, and like a post-Atlantean epoch or whatever, they say pretty much that there was genius civilizations way better than ours during that Egyptian thing. And you would say all these guys this guy started the Waldorf school. He's not an idiot. He's much more intelligent than both of us. I know he's a Jew, but you're telling me because I love to cite sources of Gnostics and non-Christians that debate for magic.
Gnostics are Jewish Christians. They're a sect of Jewish Christians, though.
Forget believing in magic, hocus pocus. I'm saying like a certain acoustic technology to levitate rocks.
No,
you don't believe in any of that.
No, CIA pyramids weren't made with levitation acoustics.
If I posted on Twitter CIA declassified documents of them saying they visit some tribes, those kind of Himalayan tribes, I think, and they saw a bunch of them with giant blowhorns levitate a rock as soon as they got the right sympathetic frequency. As soon as they got the right frequency, you don't believe in any of the ancients having like a different type of technology that we would like perceive as magic?
I'll say this. No, it wouldn't be magic, but it is possible there could be ancient. Hold on. It could be possible there's some ancient lost civilizations that evolved at previous times in history that had some type of, technology, but it's not magic. And I don't think there's really any good proof of that. I'm just saying it's possible. It's not impossible that something like that could happen.
The anthroposophists say back then we had a more collective mind. That's why we were going to war with like swords and stuff. We had harder bodies for kind of war and all that stuff. But that the I am principle came around Old Testament, New Testament. The I am, the ego, came through the burning bush, right? Consciousness developed. That back then humans were a lot different. They were a lot harder bodies.
Hold on, sorry. Consciousness developed long before humans evolved.
Wait, so hold on, Adam. You're making the argument that it's always been the same consciousness level. We just know more?
No, not the same. We have the most advanced brains, but are dogs conscious? Are cats conscious? Are whales conscious? Like every mammal.
I'll answer. Well, they talk about that these animals have a group soul, that each tiger on earth is like a finger of one hand. That's what animals don't have. An animal cannot say, I am, like us. They don't have an ego. And we have individual souls. They have group souls. You're saying all this shit is mumbo jumbo. I mean, there's so much literature about consciousness developing. Your version is we went from stone tools to knowing more. There was look at perspective change. Have you seen the pictures and the artwork in medieval times, how garbage it looked? It looked very 2D because we had a different consciousness state, a different lens that we saw the world, and the art looked 2D. And then Da Vinci brings perspective and the room looks 3D. And that's a shift in consciousness, a different vibration of psychic energy. You believe that since caveman times, we had the same capacity, they just didn't know as much. That's fucking retarded.
Dude, if you gave me some rocks, I couldn't draw something much better than ancient cavemen. It's advanced. It's more advanced and evolved, like artistic skills is the way I see it.
You're missing the point. What during the Enlightenment, why did art evolve so much? Like it went from medieval 2D. Do you know what medieval art is?
There was lots of people that they were finding young proteges and putting them in schools, and it was building upon artistic techniques that evolved and were handed down.
You just said intellectual proteges. You're telling me Plato had none?
No, he did.
And why
he was educated?
Why did the art style change so much during the Enlightenment? Why wasn't it always
just like technology evolves? And progresses, art evolved and progressed.
In Greco-Roman times, it was sculptures and stuff. And as the eye started seeing things differently, the inner eye or the cave of Brahma, right? As consciousness starts evolving, we have shifts in how we see things, perspective, and that's how art flourished in the Enlightenment. You're making the argument that in Plato's time, they couldn't do a Mona Lisa. And I agree, they couldn't.
They could. They could get something close to it. Are you sure that Da Vinci invented perspective too? I might have to chat GPT. That doesn't sound right.
I'm saying though there was a huge Enlightenment shift of the capacity of just painting. There's a huge shift. You agree with that?
I mean, I haven't taken any art history classes since junior college, so
Oh,
Art
okay.
has
What
gotten
about?
better over time. I'll say that it's starting to get worse actually in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's
Popular art,
deliberate though.
but
I
yeah,
I read that that's
that's different.
deliberate. That's like CIA talked about how if
Mhm.
you focus a lot on abstract art to a people, that they always feel lost and out of the picture, that they don't get it and godless. But if you're against abstract art because it's godless, I mean, aren't you the godless show?
No, I don't push people to be godless. I say the Jewish God. Stop believing in the Jewish God that's made up by Jews just makes Jews gods. Like here, let me ask you, who are the prophets of God? Who speaks for God according to Christianity?
Okay, I'm not going to debate it because
What
I'm
does the Bible say? Who are the chosen people that are the nation of priests and they have the
yes,
oracles of God?
or you can even go. He is the king of the Jews, but you have to admit if
Clip
I'm
that,
being good
guys.
faith,
Clip that,
I'm
Zherka
I'm
Clippers.
being good faith. If I can be good faith and say that, you can be good faith and say it's not the same group of Jews. You
You're
know,
drowning, bro. Of course, it's not the same, but it's the same idea. I have
what do you mean?
drowning
So hold
sound
on.
effects going right now.
Adam, if it were true that it's a different group of Jews and that I'm right, would you hop on board the Christianity train or?
No, I mean, of course, it's 2,000 years ago. It's not the same people, but it's the same ideas. They think they're chosen. They believe in the prophecies. They believe in the Torah. They keep the commandments. They want to have a temple for sacrifices. They want a Messiah to come and redeem them. It's all the same shit. Let
Even
me ask you.
Joe Biden said, you don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist. And yeah, he's a
That's right.
Catholic.
Let me change gears a little bit. I want to ask you about this too. Are you aware of the quote unquote the experiment for Antarctica?
I mean, Adam, I think you're an intelligent guy, but the flat earth stuff, not just with Owen, I smoked you, bro.
Okay, all right, all right.
You've
Enough
never,
grandstanding
no,
here.
we can go into it. I want to just
Okay,
ask you, has there ever been a weather balloon that goes 120,000 feet in altitude that's measured the curvature of the earth?
I'm not sure what the highest weather balloon is. I could look it up. I'm guessing probably around 100,000.
This is what Owen means by you don't even look into it.
Yes, I
You've
have,
never
dude. I
come
I
on.
have. I've seen the Dubé shit. I've seen the Witsit shit. I've watched the
You
debates. I
you
looked
would
into
be.
it. Hold on, hold on,
Why
hold
don't
on.
you debate Dubé?
I looked into it and I realized that they're wrong about everything.
Eric
Terribly
Dubé, you can
wrong.
beat Eric Dubé, who posted his book with 200 proofs that the Earth is flat. You're gonna beat him in a debate?
Yep. Yep. And
I
so
mean,
will a lot of other
he's
people
not
that
even.
are that
He's not
study.
even. He's not. He's like a Kundalini guy. He's not even religious like a Christian.
I know.
He's like.
He knows Jesus is a deception. I'm glad that he gets that right. But he's definitely
You
wrong about.
think you
Here,
can
let me
beat
ask you.
him in
Hold
a
on, hold
flat
on.
Earth
You're
debate?
shifting away. Hold on. Back up, Zherka.
I want you to fight our king because
Our
I feel
king.
like first of all, Adam, you
I'll
believe in
fight
the moon. You
Dubé
believe in the moon
and
landing.
Nick two at the
Adam,
same time. Yes, I
you're a
do.
scholar.
It's the
Say
greatest
right now.
European achievement of all time. Yes.
All right, check this out. You're a scholar. You've read thousands of books. You read the heavy stuff. You go through Masonic literature.
100 books.
You've gone through the Rosy Cross. You've gone through the Noahide religions and all that. There is no way in hell that you believe in the moon landing.
Let me ask you this.
You always
Dubé.
do this, man.
Hold on, stop. No, come on. You deflected from my first question. Next week or in a week and a half, they're all going down to Antarctica to see the 24-hour sun. Flat Earth Dave, Dubé, all these top flat earthers are all been on the record saying, "Oh, you can't go to Antarctica. They won't let you." And if you were, if
No,
the
no,
24-hour,
they
hold
never
on,
said that.
yeah, they have. I've seen all the
They
videos.
said you
I've
could
seen
go
all
to
the
a piece
clips.
of it.
They
said
say
could
you
to a
can't go
piece of
down
it.
there. They say
Is it a government? Hold on.
hold on,
Is it a
hold on. They
government
say you
zone?
can't go because you would see the 24-hour sun, and that will disprove that the Earth is. It'll prove that the Earth is a globe if there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. So they say that's why they won't let anybody go. So they're about to go. Some big flat earthers and flat Earth debunkers are going in like 15 days. No, I think they're going like in a week from now. And they're going to go and they're going to record the 24-hour sun, which proves that we're on a globe with a tilt, and that down on the South Pole, you can see that during the winter, you can see the sun 24 hours. If that happens, And they all claim that you couldn't go down there and that the 24-hour sun would disprove flat Earth. Will you agree that they're a bunch of lying kooks and that the Earth is a globe?
Fuck no, every airplane pilot on Earth uses the azimuthal equidistant flat Earth with the ice Antarctic Circle map. You're telling me every autopilot on Earth, you press autopilot to land a plane, it doesn't use a globe. And if it's using a map, like
doesn't have
it's using a map like the azimuthal equidistant, which distorts the sizes of countries. So you're telling me airplanes, you don't believe in the flight manual for every airplane says just land on a non-rotating Earth.
That's
Earth
not
is
true.
flat.
I've seen that debunked. That's misrepresenting and not
Really?
getting it all.
How's it debunked?
Because planes are so small that it's as if it's flat. They don't have to counter in spin and all that shit to land a plane.
But you make the argument that Army
The people that say I saw Flat Earth Dave, I think it was.
Adam, you make the argument that Army snipers calculate the curve, the movement of the Earth.
They do factor in the Coriolis effect.
Okay,
they do.
So the American sniper is factoring the movement of the Earth, but not the airplane flight manual.
No,
that is the most retarded
this is debunked and ridiculous. Zherka.
No, you got to pick an argument, bro. That'll make you look crazy.
No.
Which one is it? Do you calculate for a sniper?
So what's going to be the cope when these hold on, let me ask you. When the flat earthers go down to Antarctica and they film the 24-hour sun exactly that proves the globe Earth, what's going to be the cope? Why not just drop it? You would make a lot more dating advice sales if you drop this flat Earth stuff.
Listen.
You'd have a lot more respect, too.
From every topic I go over, the one that I want following me into my grave is the flat Earth one. More than JQ, more than I do want to be remembered as like a Henry Ford of JQ, but I really want from 50 years from now, when people are looking at this stuff and laughing at it, I want them all to say, holy shit, that nightclub bouncer, he's being made fun of by Adam Green and these people, and they were all wrong. They all believed in a spinning ball, and you believe in the Mars rover and all that shit. The whole human history, when they look back on this digital archive, they're going to be laughing, saying, wow, one guy on Twitter got it right. Everyone else got it wrong. It's just Eric Dubé and Zherka.
No.
You're going to be remembered
That's wishful
as the
thinking,
guy who
Zherka. That's not going to happen.
Aliens. You believe in...
They're going to be like, can you believe in 2024 they still believe the Earth was flat? Wow, people were really insane. That's what they're going to end up saying. I'm sorry.
Do you believe in aliens?
It's possible. I don't think they visited us. I think it's too far away. I think that life could evolve in other parts of the universe.
You believe in ETs?
I don't think that they're visiting. I don't think they're visiting us.
Switch to demons. At least Carl Jung and every intellectual in history believed in demons. Why don't you believe in those psychic impulses? Why?
What's the proof of demons?
Why aliens?
Somebody believing in them is not proof to me. What's the proof that there's demons?
What's the proof that there's aliens?
I didn't say there's proof. I said it's possible that if life could evolve on Earth, that it could come about and evolve on other places in the universe too. It's a big universe.
Last time we had this debate, I scrolled on Google for like 20 minutes and I said, find me one picture of space that's not computer generated, and you folded so quick. Do you remember that?
I didn't. You could just go outside and get a telescope and see.
Why don't you
so you could see Mars, you could see Venus, you could see Saturn, but they're all spheres spinning, with some of them with moons around them. But we can't be a spinning globe.
How do you know what they are? They're lights in the sky, even through it.
So the moon's a luminary too.
It's better than a telescope,
dude. You can see the moon cycle, the phases of the moon. It's all reflections from the sun.
What?
It's not a luminary. Kidding me? It's obviously the sun. Wherever the moon is, the placement, and the sun is, it's always, you can see that half of the moon that's lit up.
Adam, can you fit every single continent on Earth into the craters of the moon perfectly? Yes or no?
No. You
have not studied this,
I have. No. My buddy
foolish right now.
F. Gardner told me that.
I have seen that. Vibes of Cosmos with the lunar map?
If it's a luminary, then how come there's all the craters on the moon? It's solid. We went to the moon.
Why
are you denying the greatest achievement of European peoples?
We went.
Hold on, hold on. Zherka.
Bro.
You're promoting the idea that Satanists rule the world and they're lying to everybody and covering up that we're created and we're the center of the universe and we're special.
Yeah.
And there's a firmament and he created us. So you think Satanists
Mm-hmm.
run everything? That's what you promote, the idea that there's Satanists and this massive conspiracy and everybody
I got it
all
from
over
you.
the world is in on it, covering up that we have a creator that loves us. That's really what you think? That's the world that you're going to make people schizophrenic
Adam, I got it from
believing
you.
that shit. No, you didn't.
I got it from
I
you.
never promoted that.
2015, I got it from you. You
Dude,
started me.
I've never been a flat earther, not even close.
No, you believed in black magic in 2015.
Hold on. The goal, a lot of flat earthers say it's like the Jews are involved with lying about the shape of the earth, right? The goal of Judaism is to get everybody to believe in their God. Why would they be lying about the shape of the earth to cover up that God is real?
Did you just say their goal is for everyone to believe in a firmament God?
No. To believe in God, to believe in Yahweh, the God of the Bible.
Hold on. What do they push in schools right now? I'm pretty sure they push a heliocentric atheist point of view.
Yeah, because that's the truth. That's reality.
So hold on. Are you making the argument that Jews are pushing secularism, not Noahide compliance?
No, I don't. No, religious Jews do not. Hold on.
Both?
Religious Jews don't promote secularism. They want.
No. I'm asking at the top. The world elites, are they?
Yeah, the top of Jews is.
Or are they promoting Judaism, secularism, or Judaism? Which one?
Judaism. The top Jews, Chabad, the Kabbalists, they want everybody believing in their God. And also, they're the ones, the Talmud believes in a firmament and that there's pillars and that we're the center of the universe.
Yeah, they're right.
The Torah, the nonsense Hebrew Torah believes, says the firmament and young earth creationism.
So do pagan religions.
Yeah, they didn't know any better thousands of years. They didn't have science.
They
didn't have telescopes. They didn't know any better.
They could build pyramids. We can't do that today. They just were stupid.
Dude, the Greeks knew that we were on a globe 2,500 years ago. Yes, they did.
This has been thoroughly debunked. And you said you know Eric Dubé, so that's shocking.
I don't know him personally. I know of him. I've seen his videos, some of them.
Let's just wind up a sec. You said that they promote secularism to our kids.
No, I didn't say that. Secular Jews may do that. Religious Jews don't promote secularism.
They're learning Mars, Jupiter, Pluto in school, correct?
Yeah, because those are the planets in the solar system. We can see them with our naked eyes.
Your argument is that if they're pushing this Noahide shit, that they would teach kids about the firmament at school.
Say that again. Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, your argument is that if they wanted to brainwash us with their believing in their God, they'd want to push the firmament-shaped earth on our kids. But
well, rabbis don't run the public school system.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, then they want to. Then they
who does? Who does? If the Jews don't control the school system, who does?
The government.
Aren't they Jews?
No. You think the government is all Jews?
They're all controlled by Jews. Same thing.
Dude, you act like there's rabbis that control every aspect of the government.
Yes. There's a rabbi that does, hold on. There's rabbis who don't use digital media, but they say in order to win, us Jews need to confuse them on gender, polarity, all kind of Kabbalion texts. They say confuse the goy on gender. They don't actually write down, cut your dick off and all that, but they just push that nonsense because a rabbi said confuse the goy on gender. And also, I think the Jews do believe in they have like 6 different pronouns.
The Talmud mentions 6 different genders. It doesn't necessarily endorse and promote the idea of that many genders. In fact, the Bible promotes man and woman.
So how have
and a lot of religious rabbis are against the transgender binary stuff.
Well, hold on. If I've watched you for years,
yeah,
isn't the whole point of Adam Green's message that they're feeding our kids goy slop?
To some degree, in some ways, the goy slop is Christianity, the #1 religion in the last 1,700 years.
Pushing secularism.
Who were the first Christians? Were they all Jews?
No, I need an answer before we move on.
You said who's promoting secularism?
How are they pushing religion? If
America was founded on not being a religious country.
Yeah, Freemasons.
Doesn't have a state religion. Right, yeah. Deists, Masons, yeah.
Okay. But you're saying the Jews are pushing religion on the Goy. I make the argument that they're pushing a secular point of view on the Goy.
Was Saul the Pharisee promoting secularism to the Romans? Or was he promoting the Jewish Messiah to the Romans?
Yeah, Paul's really relevant right now.
Yeah.
What? Atheism,
he's the greatest salesman in human history, basically.
Hold on. What? Atheism is bigger than religion. There's more atheists on earth.
Is that true?
Yeah, because you don't count the non-believer. No.
There's 4.5 billion Muslims and Christians, so that's like half the earth.
But the argument is that those billions of Christians, technically they're nihilists. They don't actually believe. They're just traditionally, right?
If you don't believe in God, then you're not really a Christian, so no.
You've never met, Richard Spencer calls them cultural Christians? I think that's like
that's not a real Christian though. That like Richard Dawkins. Yeah, hold on, Richard Dawkins says he's a cultural Christian. I'm basically a cultural Christian. I was raised Christian in a predominantly Christian country. That doesn't mean that I believe in God though.
I would make the argument that there's more people with your kind of temperament on this topic than real believing Christians on earth. I'd make that argument easily.
I wish that were true.
So
hopefully if I spread the green pill message enough, that will be true.
What about the whole 80% of Christian channels on YouTubers are just grifters? Do you believe that?
Yeah, 80-20 rule. That's probably checks out.
Yeah. So you agree that there's not billions of Christians on earth. A lot of them are phonies?
Yeah, the influencers may be the grifters that don't sincerely believe, but they are duping their audience that probably does believe. Nobody's going to fake if they're being grifted, they're not going to fake believing if they're being grifted.
I feel like people's actions show if they believe something, and most people just live a quiet life watching TV. They don't really believe in anything. I feel like there's way more atheists on earth. I'm not talking about by name. Like by name, yeah, they could be Christian, but day to day, when you see them live their life, they don't feel like anyone's watching them. They're just doing whatever the fuck they want. I feel like there's way more atheists on earth because of the Jewish deception. But your argument is that Jews are trying to make people Christians because of Ben Shapiro hired a faggot Christian.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro, Dennis Prager, Netanyahu, tons of Messianic Jews all over the internet around the world. Not all Jews promote Christianity. It's never an absolute. But who started Christianity? It was Jews selling the Jewish Messiah and the Torah.
Where are they now?
To the Gentiles.
Where are those Jews in the ancient texts today?
In the New Testament.
These guys.
Peter, Paul, James, Jude.
You're telling me these Ashkenazi European Jews?
No, they weren't Ashkenazi. They were Semitic Middle Easterners.
And so you're telling me those guys' bloodline are the same ones as in the Bible?
Yeah, they do DNA tests. They are
Ashkenazis. DNA tests in Israel?
Dude, they can leave Israel and do DNA tests. Dude,
there's no way.
It's known. They've done DNA tests. Ashkenazis have similar DNA to Sephardic Jews. That's very different from complete Europeans. They also have Middle Eastern DNA. Because they left there and they did some interbreeding with Europeans.
Can you send me some sources on that?
I sure can.
Can you cite them right now?
Just look up genetic studies of Ashkenazi. You'll see it.
I feel like everyone on the right has always been talking about.
So is the problem? So do you take issue with Jews or only fake Jews?
Well, there are no real Jews on earth anymore.
So where'd they all disappear to?
Oh, you're pretending like you don't understand JQ. You started off.
No, I do understand it.
JQ was that there was a group of people who are supposed to follow the Messiah that came, and they just rejected him. They became their own sect.
Christianity says that the Jews have to last until the end time so they can convert. The Jews are according to the prophecies and the plot and the script, the Jews are supposed to reject the Messiah and be blinded, and it's the stumbling stone. But then they're ultimately.
I don't know why you're playing dumb.
I'm not.
You understand the argument that when it talks about the Jews, it's talking about a long time ago, that they got updated as the Christians. Every time it says Jews, it really means Christians.
Yeah. One faction of Jewish religion led to Christianity.
Oh, what faction?
The other faction of Jewish religion led to Talmudic Judaism. It was a split. It was a schism. Some believed in this mythical celestial Messiah, and others didn't.
So I don't get it. Let's just go back. You really believe they're not pushing an atheist worldview on kids? They're pushing Judaism and Christianity?
Some secular non-religious Jews probably do. Just
I don't
like a
feel
secular
you've
non-religious
opened
Gentile
you've
would.
never opened your daughter's textbook and said, "Oh, this looks very religious." Like, what are you talking about?
No, I didn't say that. I've seen lots of rabbis, and they promote Noahide laws. Their ultimate goal is to have all the goyim believe in their God, right?
Yeah, I think that's where we part ways. I think their ultimate goal has to be the one that everyone points at. You just mentioned earlier that they're bringing abstract art and godless art.
No, I didn't say they're doing that. No.
What?
All you got to do is read the. All you got to do is read the Torah.
Billionaire class? Are we talking about billionaires? They are doing that.
Some billionaires. There's billionaires that promote Christianity and religion too, though.
Okay, Adam, I got to know, who are the guys who brought the Paris Olympic Games transgender?
That was some artsy Jew that probably did that.
No, but I'm saying, is there a organized billionaire class of Jews that promote atheism or not?
Yes, there are some billionaires that are secular that promote.
Where is that on your agenda? Is that under the promote Noahide religion first?
No, not necessarily. It's different. It's different factions.
I can see it in your eyes. You don't believe what you're saying. I can literally see it.
Yes, I do. Come on.
Okay,
I believe everything I'm saying.
I gotta know: are they promoting an atheist worldview or a Christian one?
Atheists probably promote a secular worldview, but rabbis and religious people want people to be religious.
Then
simple.
Why? But we're looking at the educational system. Why would they give us these books? Why didn't they switch the books? If you were right, every single
because rabbis don't run
hold on.
the school system.
Adam, you know I'm going to lose the thought. I'm not a genius like you. If you were correct, they'd bring a Bible to every single school in America.
Some Jews would be very happy. Like the Christians are celebrating the Bible's back. I am.
This is so unfair.
Yes, I am. You're drowning, Zherka.
Why are they?
You're drowning.
Why are they not? No, Adam. I've watched you for a long time. I need this answer. Why isn't the Bible promoted in every high school in America if Adam Green's research is correct?
I've never claimed that rabbis run the school districts.
But you don't believe they bring goy slop to every
here, listen, here's an example.
How do they brainwash?
Chabad through Christianity. The Christians do the work for them. There's Christians that want the Bible in schools. When the Christians in Oklahoma said, we're bringing the Bibles back in schools, guess who was happy? The rabbis.
Okay, so why isn't there a Bible in every high school in America then? What the hell?
Because America was founded to not have a state religion. Because public schools that are funded by taxpayers can't promote one. Oh my gosh, that's the coolest cat. Are you kidding me? That's like a white Aryan Garfield. Dude, that is, I've never seen such a cool cat. That is awesome.
Really? Everyone said it looks retarded like an owl.
No, that is the coolest cat ever.
Oh, hell yeah.
What do you call that? I want one of those.
I gave it a
fascist
fascist
I hate cats.
Name. That's
fascist
Mussolini.
Name.
I call her Mussolini. But hold on, Adam. I gotta know, like, if I was this conniving evil rabbi, like, we gotta push Christianity on the goy. But every classroom has to have a Christian message. But every single program, you critique Zionist media, and it's all against Christianity. Wouldn't you agree? Legacy media. You don't believe legacy media?
Does Netanyahu promote Christianity? Does he call Christians his greatest allies? Does he invite Christians to the Holy Land for tours?
We're talking about the international Jew that's everywhere. Canada, Australia, USA.
You don't think Netanyahu's involved in the Jewish agenda?
I really think Netanyahu is a small sect that says, yeah, we like Christians, but if they could be atheists, we could control them even better.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. No way.
Really?
That's why his buddy Ben Shapiro hires all these Christians and hires Jordan Peterson to shill Jesus.
So is the mainstream message atheism or Christianity? Be honest.
I mean, the number one religion, the most dominant religion for the last
Tyson
1,700 years has been, is there a church on every street corner in every city in America?
Yeah, because it's been there forever. I'm saying today, the spirit of the times is atheism.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Even
I'd say
Nietzsche,
like
everyone predicted this world, that it would be an atheist
there's
world.
both,
Everyone
dude.
predicted it.
How many athletes, when they win, they go, I thank Jesus? How many musicians, when they win an award, they go up and they say, I thank Jesus?
Thank Jesus.
How many politicians?
Lady Gaga.
How many politicians suck up to the Bible and Jesus and rabbis? They promote Trump's a Zionist. What does he promote? Here, buy my Trump Bible. There you go. Is he the establishment? Is he the president?
You really think Trump is a force of Christianity?
I don't think he's a sincere believer in Christianity, but he definitely promotes Christianity and panders to Christians.
If he pandered, why did he say that he?
And he promotes it. Is he shilling Trump
he
Bibles?
said on national TV that he doesn't ask God for forgiveness. He just does better. Like, come on, bro. He doesn't promote it.
That was so based. That was so based.
That was funny as shit. Yeah. I have moments like that too. But look, Adam, if you could ever convince me that, yeah, it's not an atheist worldview that the Jews are pushing. They're pushing Christian worldview with legacy media, with every billionaire classes promoting that, not this gay shit, this homosexual agenda. If you could convince me that they're pushing Christianity, I would 100% never drop my right arm again.
Okay.
I would.
When you go to the grocery store,
I would be a pagan that day.
When you go to the grocery store, you see Time Magazine, Jesus, promoting Jesus. When you click on your smart TV, and you click, you could watch all day, every day, and never stop watching Christian material. When you go on YouTube, how many thousands of Jews are there on YouTube promoting Jesus?
Adam, you're alive saying there's more Christian material on legacy media than Lady Gaga and all the atheist shit. The whole what got you started
right wing
down this? What got you started down this rabbit hole?
Fox.
Is that
does Fox News promote a secular worldview or a religious worldview?
Adam, what got you started in this rabbit hole was Satanism. Then they're pushing atheism. Yeah, they got us all.
None of those got me in the rabbit hole.
The eyes wide shut got us all in.
No, Third Temple, Zionism, that's what got me. Chabad, that's what got me in the rabbit hole.
You were the first. I mean, I think. Can you name a channel that's been saying this stuff about Trump being a Zionist that's had a longer streak than you? I think you're number one right now.
I don't know that I was the first. Like
you were right about that. You were right about Trump being a Zionist.
I was on Trump's. I mean, here's one. Michael Collins Piper wrote a book in 2006, a whole chapter about Trump being a Zionist frontman. So he was ahead of me on that.
Did he influence you?
Not till after I was already knowing about
who
Trump.
got you on that. Who got you? Because I feel like you
Johnny Gatt was one.
Who?
You know, one of the first. I'm trying to remember how I must have saw some stuff on YouTube about Trump.
Because I'm wondering what separated you and Nick's point of view. Nick said the first 2 years there was not that many Jews around him. He was kind of alone, and you were saying fuck.
He was funded by Adelson in 2016.
I think you were. I think you were correct because he did have a Kabbalah teacher.
He has a book where there's a chapter written by somebody else that has a Kabbalah teacher. But Trump's ex-wife, Marla Maples, was into Kabbalah. Trump got a Tree of Life, which is like Kabbalistic Jewish National Fund Award in 1983 or 82.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you were first. I remember, I think you were the first one to show me Floor 66, which was kind of insane, right?
Well, I was thinking about that the other day. What is that Trump says that he's on, that there's 66 floors, but there's not, or something like that?
No. You showed me Floor 66, that it's an old gold room on Avenue 666 and all that.
Oh, that's Kushner's 666, Fifth Avenue.
Right. But it was linked to Trump somehow. Like, you were the first one to talk about that. Because
I don't know that I was the
has,
first one. Probably not. I must
I
have.
think it was floor 66 in Trump Tower had the Apollo Luciferian figure bringing the flame, all gold room,
That's
sun
Trump's
worship.
penthouse. Yeah.
Yeah, you went over sun worship in like 2015, long time ago.
Yeah. I covered
These
that.
Kabbalists were into that. Yeah.
Yep. I covered that.
Yeah, you were right. You were right about a lot of things politically, right? I don't know about theology, but
Oh, I'm definitely right about theology. Hey, read some of these books about Jesus being a myth, Zherka. You like to read books, right? I can suggest some, and you'll see how much of a myth Jesus is. It's fake, it's Jewish, and it was invented to theologically conquer the Goyim.
No, Adam. The guy, look, I don't mind reading a heretic's message as long as they say he existed. But every scholar who said he didn't even exist, they got debunked. Come on.
No, that's not true.
Who's
the top scholar that says Jesus is real and existed?
I don't know.
Well, you shouldn't be speaking as an authority on it then, because I've read the top scholars and I've read
history.
I've read the books and they're garbage, and I've read the books debunking them, and they're much better.
What about the 500 witnesses that saw Jesus resurrect?
That's Paul, one person saying that there were 500 witnesses. You know that's
being executed.
The 500 witnesses isn't even in any of the Gospels. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John don't mention the appearance to the 500.
With the early Christians, some call them Ophites or the serpent worshippers, whatever the fuck. The early Christians weren't getting executed for believing in Christ. I thought
they were getting prosecuted for maybe violating and subverting Rome, violating their laws.
How do you see
the martyr argument falls flat? What?
The way you see it is the early Christians were just Jews dying for their.
What do you think Saul was? Saul, James, Peter.
No, that's a fact. Jude. But I'm saying you're saying that like those first 100 Jews to get fucking crucified after Jesus.
There wasn't 100 Christians to get crucified.
There's many people getting killed for believing in Christ.
Those are legends that came 100 years later. They like to make up a lot of stories so people would really want to be martyrs. And
I saw this argument before that there's less track record of some Roman emperors than there is of Jesus.
That's not true. Not even close.
That's like one of the biggest arguments on this side.
Yeah, that's some of the biggest disinfo that apologists say.
You don't think that there's like a lot of information on Jesus?
No.
You study this? What the fuck?
When is the first mention of Christianity or Jesus outside of the Bible? How many decades after Jesus supposedly died?
Well, how do we know if it's all locked up in the Vatican archives? Like
the Vatican's covering up the proof of Jesus? I doubt it.
Have they covered the Vatican?
They want everybody to believe in
by
Jesus.
Jews? Has the Vatican? Are they subverted by Jews right now?
So why were they covering it up before the 1950s then?
What do you mean?
They if they weren't subverted, what the Vatican wants to evangelize and spread and convert people to Christianity. They did it all over the world with the missions, but you're saying they have secret evidence of Jesus they're covering up? No way.
Earlier, you just admit before Hitler, there was the Catholic Church was cutting Jewish heads.
No,
that never happened.
No, that's exaggerated too. That's exaggerated too.
Oh, that's exaggerated. Oh, so now you could just say it's fake news? Can I do that too?
So you're saying the Christians were just like killing and persecuting Jews just because they were cursed by God and killed Jesus for 1,700 years?
Around the Holy Grail tradition, a lot of Christians were getting really angry with the Jews, and it was bubbling for hundreds and hundreds of years.
No, they were
cutting their heads.
There was sporadic, random, like small pogroms.
Okay,
I don't even think it was because they killed Jesus. It was for other things, but then the Jews get to say, "Oh, it was just because they killed Jesus." Here, this is a good part to segue for another question.
Wait, what other things? Paint the image.
Usury, monopolization of business.
So you don't think those castles and kings? You don't think they ever said, "Hey, man, they killed Jesus. Let's go fuck them up"?
No, they did.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is discrediting.
You're admitting that there's a battle between them.
Do you think it's moral to kill people.
Hold on. Are you?
Hold on.
are
Hold on. You said it's not even the same people.
I thought.
Is it?
Hold on. Isn't Judaism inside of the egg of Christianity? You're saying they're battling each other. They're outside.
No, Christianity is a branch of Judaism. The other way around.
Then why would they be battling
Zherka,
and cutting each other's heads
This is
off?
important. Did Christianity emerge and is an offshoot of Judaism?
Not today's Judaism.
No. Second Temple Judaism. Obviously, Christianity started 2,000 years ago, so it wouldn't be a branch of today's Judaism.
Sure, yeah.
So Christianity is a form of Judaism.
I mean, yeah, but it's called Christianity now.
So you promote Judaism then?
Well, if it got an update in its name called Christianity and it's for everyone, yeah.
What does Christ mean? What did they translate Christ from?
The anointed one, right? Greco?
From Moshiach, yeah. Moshiach. Yeah. So it's Moshiachism.
You're acting like there were not. Hold on. You're acting like there were no Greeks that came into Christianity early.
No.
What is it? Just Jewish to you?
It was Romans. It was Jews in Rome promoting a Jewish religion.
Excuse me. There were no Greeks that went up to see Jesus?
No, because Jesus didn't exist.
Oh, okay, so you're familiar with the text, but you don't believe it.
No, where does it say a Greek learned from Jesus in the Bible? There was Roman centurions where it was a believer, but not a Greek.
Okay, there were no Greeks that came out.
Paul mentioned the Greeks. He says neither Greek nor Jew.
There you go. So be more honest with me. What the fuck?
I am. I just said it. Here, let me ask you this. Here's another way to frame it.
What Paul said, because Paul's fake news, right?
Listen, rabbis, modern day Judaism rabbis, they're waiting for a Messiah to come according to the prophecies, and every knee will bow and the whole world will worship the Messiah. And what do Christians believe? That the prophecy, the Messiah from the prophecies of the Torah is going to come and every knee will bow. So both Christianity and Judaism rabbis are both promoting the same idea that all of the Goyim are going to bow down to the Jewish Messiah.
But you're talking about these esoteric rabbis are talking about the Kelly pot and the shells, so they have different endings.
That's different than the Messiah. They still talk about the Messiah all the time. They think the Messiah is going to come. They think the Jewish Messiah is going to come and rule the world, and that's what the Christians also believe.
But no, the Christians say he already came.
And he's got to come back because he didn't finish the job.
But they have different endings. One is rebuilding the soul architecture of Earth, where they're rebuilding the soul, and some souls are evil, some souls are shards that got broken in the Sefer Yetzirah and all that stupid shit. They're different endings. You're acting like it's the same. Hold on,
that's only from the year 1200.
Adam, are you saying it's the same apocalyptic story? Identical?
Yeah, based on the same scriptures, slightly different interpretations.
Yikes. Then why would Christians argue against the Talmud if it's the same story?
The Torah. I'm not talking about the Talmud.
Oh, the Talmud.
The prophecies.
You're not allowed to talk about the Talmud?
What?
Are you allowed to talk about the Talmud?
Yeah.
So why can't we talk about the Talmud? It would contradict Christianity, right? These would be different endings.
Yes.
There's so many
the Talmud is different than Christianity. Yes.
Yeah, and are these Talmudic Jews that you're after?
The Talmud is based. The views of the Messiah in the Talmud are based on the prophecies from the Torah. Is every knee, Isaiah 45, the rabbis believe every knee will bow to the Messiah, and the Christians say the same thing. Every knee will bow to. You already said Jesus is Jewish. So Christians want all the Goyim to bow down and worship the Jewish Messiah, the King of the Jews, according the King David, the Davidic Messiah, according to the Hebrew Torah.
Adam Green, I totally see it. My kids go to school, pick up a space textbook, and it talks about the firmament and Christianity. Stop it, man. There's no way you believe in.
No,
Jews
they get that in church.
Christianity.
They get that in church.
Oh yeah, because a lot of people are going to church now, right?
I mean, too many, but yeah, people still go.
Don't most people believe in space and the Mars rover?
Because space is they believe in trees and they believe in lots of stuff that is true.
Your worldview is that most people are being subverted into thinking the Earth is a Talmudic 6,000 years. Most people believe in 6 billion or 8 billion or some shit.
Good, because that's
but
more likely to be true than
why wouldn't
Genesis.
Why wouldn't the rabbis push that Talmudic point of view for the age of the earth and stuff. Why are we learning
They
completely
do.
different things?
Go look at what rabbis are saying on YouTube about creationism
No,
and
no,
Adam
you're
and
missing
Eve.
my point. I'm saying, why don't our kids, the goy slop that they're reading, how come it doesn't look like Judaism or Christianity? Why does it look
I've
like
already answered that.
atheism?
Because rabbis aren't setting the education material
Then how are they subverting us?
through Christianity.
So they don't control the schools.
And the rabbis aren't controlling Christianity, but it was rabbis that started Christianity, and then it picked up. It was a meme, and it had a life of its own.
Are rabbis appointing Hollywood and media experts that are atheists to push atheism or no?
No.
So what do they do? And what
They
do they
promote
do?
Noahide laws. They promote the Torah. They promote.
But Adam, only like 10 million people on Earth have heard the word Noahide laws. 8 billion people have heard about ETs and aliens.
How many people have heard about Noah? Every Muslim and Christian believes in Noah.
You think people today know more about scripture than aliens?
Yes. Thanks to AI and Google search and all of history's accumulation of biblical exegesis, people know more today than in the past. Yes.
But earlier you said you understood when I said you are a niche of a niche, I'm a niche of a niche. When I say we're niches of niches, I'm saying nobody can keep up with us when we're talking about this subject. 8 billion people on Earth, there's no interest for Noahide compliance. It's just like a very
They already
small
are.
group.
Rabbis see Christians and Muslims as almost perfect Noahides.
Am I crazy, or can you just walk in a church, ask someone about their Bible, and they don't know shit?
Yeah, that's true. I just did Man on the Street this weekend and asked Christians, and they didn't know anything. Hey, let me change up a little bit because we got. Oh wow, we're almost at 2 hours already.
You want to hear something that'll scare you, Adam? Ask Christians about the first page. Ask them about Genesis. They don't know anything, like nothing.
I was asking them, like, what are some of the prophecies that Jesus fulfilled, and they can't say anything. They know no.
Yeah, Christians are so embarrassing with this stuff.
I could name
they
many.
Preach about it. I find it so awkward when they preach about it on Twitter, but then they're like, you're in the comments and you've actually read the Bible like 10 times. And I'm not saying you're correct, but you've at least read it. I find that so weird. Like, how can you promote something you don't read?
I know. I asked the same thing. What do you think is the real conspiracy? Like, how does the power structure go? Like, you've researched Freemasons and Illuminati and stuff. Yeah. What's your view on that?
Yeah, they just follow the money. So, who has the most money on Earth? Well, it's the Rebbes. Number 2 is the atheists, like Bill Gates. Number 3 would be Catholic Church. Then evangelicals. Then you've got the China atheist Buddhists, which is still in that atheist category, the second category, I guess, materialists. Then you have.
Let me ask this a little more clear.
At the bottom
are the rabbis
at the bottom of the money list would be the Muslims? It seems like they're the slave class. They have the least.
They got lots
money.
of money. They got lots of oil money.
No, they don't.
Is the Illuminati above the Abrahamic religions, or is the Illuminati an element of the Abrahamic religions? Or are they just something else completely?
I do believe it's Jews at the top, and then everyone we see on TV and stuff would be those nihilists, those atheists that they put in power. Because you got to remember, I think you're talking to that guy you don't like. Man, there would be good content if I could just bring this guy up, but I know you guys don't like each other. But you guys I remember you guys were talking about how if you get a group of people to stop believing in certain gods that they believe, that they lose all their power, right?
Yeah, there's a belief in Judaism that there's ministers in heaven that represent the different nations. And if you can get them to stop worshiping and offering sacrifices to those gods, they die off in heaven. The heavenly hosts, as they're called. So it's just metaphor for the God of Israel conquering the other gods of the world.
Yeah,
which they did. Guess how they say that was accomplished? Through Jesus, the Messiah, conquering.
You gotta show me that part. Show me that part.
Maimonides, the top rabbi in all of Judaism, says that Jesus prepared the Goyim world for the Messianic age and got them to believe in the laws of Moses and the prophecies of the Torah.
So
Let
do
me
you
ask you
believe
this
people
too.
just had? Do you believe that in early Rome they just, or when Jesus was around, you believe that those Romans who converted, they converted because it was a political, like a convenient political strategy to convert?
Constantine, I think it was a political. Somehow he was convinced that that would
Mhm.
consolidate his power, and maybe unite the empire or something. Um,
Didn't it
okay,
bring like new levels of economic prosperity after?
no, the Roman
No.
Empire collapsed shortly after.
Well, you believe the Dark Ages were actually dark, and I don't, because I
I
believe
do.
the Enlightenment came out of that.
When Rome became Christian, all of the pagan religions were destroyed, and Judaism was survived and is more powerful than ever. And that was the
Mhm.
whole goal of Judaism, was to conquer all the other pagan idol worshiping gods.
I agree, but I feel like they did it through atheism, in recent history at least.
No,
No,
they
I'm talking
didn't.
about no, Adam. I'm talking about what you and I are experiencing today is an atheist matrix. You
Rabbis
know
don't
that.
promote atheism. They don't. They, in
Hold
fact,
on, then.
hold on. I just did a video and I've got lots of clips of rabbis saying that atheists are Amalek, the ultimate enemy of the Jews.
Yeah, but they're saying that to their inner group. For the outer group, the exoteric, they give them goy slop. You don't believe in Jews running government? What the fuck?
No, they
What are
have
you talking
influence
about?
over government, but they don't dictate every element of the
Who
school
is choosing
curriculum.
what your daughter gets to read in school? Is it a Jew?
She doesn't go to school, and it may
No,
be a
no, you
Jew.
got to answer the question
It's
directly. If she did.
if she did. Who is running? It's probably a secular Jew involved in book publishing that goes to
Exactly.
schools.
There
I
you
would say
go. There
that.
you go. Who do secular Jews get their orders from? It's always their Moshiach
Not
Rebbes.
necessarily, no. Not
What?
every secular Jew is following
Whoa,
the,
whoa, whoa,
the
whoa, whoa. What
directions of
about
a rabbi.
Netanyahu is on your show bowing down to Rebbes?
Yeah.
There
He
you
he
go. The
he doesn't
atheist
promote
bowing down to the
atheism though.
Jew. He's
Netanyahu
an
does not
atheist?
promote atheism. He
No, no,
promotes
no.
the Torah.
He is an atheist. Even his own people call him that. He's an atheist who bows down to the Rebbe. The Rebbe keeps religion for the inner
I don't
group.
know that
For the
he's an
outer group,
atheist.
hold on. Earlier you said if you get them to stop believing in their gods, they lose all power, right? That's very interesting. Why not get people to believe in nothing? They're even more powerless. That's what they're doing to us.
No, they want us worshiping the Jewish Messiah and believing in their prophecies and believing that they were
Where do you
chosen.
see that on a mainstream level, though?
Fox News, everywhere on the right, all the Republicans.
Fox News is biblical?
How yeah. How
They
many
talk about UFOs, Adam. Stop doing this. They talk about UFOs all day. Stop that. They're not Christian.
That was one of my
You-
questions. Do you believe there's going to be like a alien project Blue Beam alien disclosure type of psyops happening?
No, I think what's next is they're going to behead guys like you and me, and they got a lot of our fuck ups, but we do it because we tell the fucking truth. We say it how it is on Twitter. I think they're going to line people up like you and me and either character assassinate, destroy us, make martyrs of some of us. Some of the bigger guys, I think they're going to be assassinated. And I've been saying it's a trap all along. I'm like, look, I'm JQing because I believe in the truth, but everyone on Twitter, they're filling up a database of us, and they're coming after us hard.
All right, last question, and then we're
Did
going
you
to get
see
to the
that
super
Trump thing?
chats.
You see
Say
that
again?
Trump thing where he said he's coming after anti-Semites?
Yeah, he said day
Yeah,
one
you were
when he
right
gets in
again.
office.
You were right again. For the political stuff, you're fucking spot on. I don't like the theological stuff that much. I feel like you haven't answered some of the questions today.
Well, maybe
But
you
the
should read
political
some of the Jesus myth books, and then you can get back to me with your opinions on if I'm right about theological stuff.
You mean like this one?
That's one of them.
I'm 10 steps ahead of you, bro. I've been down your rabbit holes. I'm not being stubborn, bro.
This is one of the best ones you got to do. For Jesus being a myth. Richard Carrier on the historicity of Jesus. And he basically just expanded on the Jesus puzzle by Earl Doherty, showing that Jesus started as a mythical character. And then there's Gospel Fictions, another one, so you could see it's all midrash based on scripture, fake prophecy fulfillment.
Look, if can you at least point, if you want to win me over, point me to someone who talks about Jesus was real, and he's got that dark, evil energy. Yeah,
Here's the book. Here's the book that argues
dude,
that Jesus was
Adam,
real,
Adam,
and
Adam,
it's
it's hard.
hot
It's hard to
garbage.
read. It's hard to read some of those books because they're covering every mythology, right?
No, they're not. It's
Everything
only
throughout-
covering Jesus.
No. But they compare, and I can't read a book when the first fucking sentence says, "We don't believe in anything metaphysical."
They don't say that in the first sentence.
Those are atheist authors, you said.
So you can only learn the truth about Jesus from people that are in the Jesus cult?
No, you could study Plato in Harvard like everyone. Did Plato believe in a creator?
Plato was long before Christianity started.
That's my point. That
Judaism is based on Plato's noble lie in Alexandria, Egypt. They invented a fake founding mythology.
I don't know how you always miss this. That's exactly my point. You said, are you citing a Christian source? I said, let's go to Plato that we study in Harvard. We don't study those books you just picked up and held on your hand. They
didn't exist 2,000 years ago. Hold on. I just got a huge dono, Zherka. We're going to read this dono right away.
Adam, one question. If Plato was alive right now on this call, he'd call you a fucking idiot for being
No, he would say, you're the idiot and I'm right.
He didn't believe in a creator or anything metaphysical, the world of forms, none of that?
I haven't said anything about atheism or there's no creator. I haven't said anything about that. I'm saying the Jewish God is fake and the Bible's fake and Jesus never existed. That's very different.
Yeah, and
hold on, Zherka. I just got a huge dono, $520.
God bless you.
From Larry Von Twinkletoes.
Oh,
and he says, no, that's an awesome name. Twinkle Toes is a little questionable. Thank you, Larry, so much. Says religious Jews like to believe they're gods. They deny nature, so they're basically atheists with a God complex.
That's
religious
wrong.
Jews do not deny God, though.
That's so wrong.
Sorry to disagree, Larry. I can't believe I get such a big dono and he's disagreeing with me. That's amazing.
Well, he's kind of right. He's getting confused by those old rebbes that are not on social media. They have scrolls that say "fuck up the goy" on their gender. They give those scrolls to atheists like Bill Gates, and Bill Gates promotes this gender faggotry. Yes, he is kind of right that at the top it's atheism, but at the tippy top it's rebbes.
That's just speculation. You don't know that there's rabbis telling Bill Gates to promote secularism. There's no proof of that.
I have footage of Netanyahu bowing to rebbes.
Yeah, Netanyahu bowing to the Rebbe.
I have footage of Hollywood elites.
But Netanyahu promotes Christianity and Judaism. He puts on the tefillin. He doesn't promote atheism.
You really believe Netanyahu?
Show me anything of Netanyahu promoting atheism. I've never seen it. It doesn't exist.
Well, I'm not talking about Netanyahu. I'm talking about the billionaire.
You just
Jew
mentioned
class.
Netanyahu, though.
No. But no. I'm saying that when he's in these circles, these meetings with the billionaire Jew class, Netanyahu might be 1 out of 50 of them. And I'd say at least 45 of them promote atheism. Netanyahu can be one of those guys that's like, oh, I believe in, you can believe whatever you want, whatever.
Religious Jews don't have an atheist agenda. They they call atheists Amalek, and they want you to believe in their God. That's their ultimate goal, is to believe in their God.
Do you make the argument that they control media?
To some degree.
How much? What's the percentage? Because you've really bad. You used to be like on my side where it's 99% Jew shit.
No, it's Jews. It's not all them promoting atheism though, or religion on TV. And there is
dinosaurs,
the right.
Hold on.
You don't believe in dinosaurs either?
Dinosaurs promotes atheism.
You think rabbis are promoting dinosaurs so we don't know that we're created as in Genesis?
I never said that. I said rabbis promote and put people in power like Neil deGrasse Tyson and atheists to fuck you up. They got you in their spell.
I don't think there's rabbis that put.
But hold on, Adam, how can you say that if they control media and 90% of media is about UFOs and ancient aliens and all this stupid shit, or Avatar, all this blockbuster shit? There's no, like, the argument you're making is everything, when you go to the theaters, everything would be about Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ. No, go to theaters. It's all atheist media, Marvel, all this kind of stuff.
No, it's not. There's all types of exorcism and demons and religious stuff. There's all types of. Here's the question.
What?
Where are all the rabbis and Jews promoting what I say, that Jesus is a myth meant to conquer the goyim.
I think you
more.
showed like 2 on your show, right?
No, there's none.
No, you've shown 1. You've shown the guy with the accent.
Where is the History Channel to say Jesus never existed?
Oh, come on.
They don't. They don't.
What do you
they promote Jesus.
They're talking about ancient aliens, bro. What the fuck?
They
are you
promote
about?
Jesus. Go look at the History Channel content about Jesus. They're promoting a historical Jesus. They promote the Bible story. Let's get to some of these super chats. We'll see where we change it up.
You're those guys who believe in Jordan Peterson also promotes Jesus, right?
He does. Of course he does. I've been covering clip after clip on my show. He promotes the Bible and Jesus all the time.
But he says it's an archetypal psychic.
Yeah, he's trying to corral in all of the more into pseudo-intellectual secular types and make them be Noahides.
Which is what he is.
Right. Okay, Watch the Collapse says, Hail Goy hold on. Hail Goy Shiach, here's to your green pilling, my friend. Not Sosocrates, you are changing lives and shifting paradigms, my friend. Love you, man. Let's go. Hey, I liked all your skateboarding and weed videos. Watch the Collapse. He was posting those on Twitter. Goaty Lane says, I can't listen tonight, but you should have received a book yesterday. I did just pick up your book today, Mr. Lane. He gave me some runes and some Viking books, some Asatru books. He says, if you're going to read one book on Asatru, it should be the one by the founder of Asatru Folk Assembly. I sent the PDF of the book that was out of print to your No More News Proton account. Catch you on the replay. Thank you, Goaty. Pure Blood for 25 says, paying my tithe and the Gestapo wore business suits. And then he asked, did Stu Peters fly to Minnesota to meet you? No, not yet, but he might possibly still do that. What do you think of Stu? Why is Stu not invited? Why is Stu blackballing you? How come he hasn't had you on yet?
I just found out who this guy is like yesterday or 2 days ago when he started spazzing on the brown guy, Suleiman.
What do you think of Suleiman? I
think Suleiman, he's easy to talk to.
Really? Have you talked to him?
Yeah. We had we disagreed, but it was a good back and forth.
Where was that on Fresh and Fit?
No, it was on a Twitter space. Yeah, he's a chill guy. It's just, I don't know who Stu Peters is, but when I saw him screaming like that, I'm like, the Jungian analytical psychology point of view would be that Stu Peters' shadow got triggered. He felt insecure. I'm not saying this is true, but I'm saying that this point of view would say that he did feel like a sellout. That's why he started screaming so hard. Like, I'm not a sellout. Where the fuck were you for 5 years? I don't know anything about Stu Peters. All I know is you don't want to have those kind of optics where you're lashing out that hard, because it kind of looks like Suleiman got him, but Suleiman didn't get him. Like, he worked with a Jew, a gold company, what was it, like 5 years ago? I don't think that's
it was like maybe even still very recently. Yeah. Goldco.
Oh, it was recent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a different argument.
Yeah.
You're like the worst friend ever. You're Stu Peters' friend, right?
No.
Oh, okay. That makes him kind of look Jew bought.
Well, it's a Jewish gold merchant.
I think the filter test, if you know, to see if someone's Jew bought or not, is if they talk about Hitler.
No, I don't think that's the litmus test.
Yeah, because you don't talk about Hitler. Of course, you're not going to promote that.
I have talked about it. It's not my focus.
Have you ever said he's a hero?
I haven't phrased it like that. No.
So why lean into the pagan thing? If I want to join.
It's hard to say that a guy that got millions of Germans killed in Germany's reputation smeared forever a hero, don't you think?
I think he did his best. You don't think Hitler's the last guy to stand up to the JQ?
I mean, the last guy? Maybe one of the biggest guys, but I wouldn't say the last guy, no.
Wouldn't that make him like a hero in my chat and yours?
The fact that they were kicking off the yoke of Christianity, I admire that.
Man, that's crazy. It's like you're on alternative media and you don't even lean into that. Am I the only one?
What do you mean lean into? I just said I
feel like you wouldn't wear the armband on Halloween.
I think it's cool and vindicating that they that long ago also saw Christianity the same way.
Okay, Adam, let's say your wife let you hang out with me on Halloween, okay?
Okay.
Now, check this out. Yeah, this is a bad joke, wife jack joke. But check this out. Let's say you and I went trick or treating, right? No creepy shit. We're just being, we're just walking around town and keeping everyone safe. Would you wear the red armband on Halloween with me?
No, probably not.
That makes me kind of.
How would that benefit me? Why
I
would
know I trust you. I know I trust you, right? I watch your shit. You're the guy that I don't say nice things about many people, but that always makes me suspicious of you. Is like, why don't you just come out trick or treating with us?
Shouldn't I try to reach as many people I can and free them from the Abrahamic enslavement? Do you think that'll help that or hurt that?
You're looking at me, who instead of putting a cross on my arm for Halloween, yeah, I'll put the swastika. You're looking at me do that. Why aren't you doing that? You're not even a Christian.
Why are you doing that?
Should be easier for you. Shouldn't it be like a lot easier? I just don't get how. I don't get how you can talk about that JQ and not have. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I've just watched too many World War II.
Why would I try to just like appeal to a fringe spurgs online, trying to reach lots of people?
It just looks like you're not afraid of being deplatformed because you're already deplatformed, right? You're pretty much on Odyssey
no.
and what else?
I wouldn't like to be deplatformed any more than I already have been.
I guess that's my biggest critique is like when I want to see if someone's for real about the JQ, I raise my right arm and see if they do it too. And then you've never been about that. And I always wonder about that. I'm like, why?
Well, why would I? I'm an American.
Like that's thing.
It's 70 years later. Thing. I'm not living 70 years ago in Germany.
Yeah, but he was the last guy to fight what is destroying us right now.
Really? What about? Don't you think Nick Fuentes or
yeah,
Jesus
that's why I
whatever?
Love Nick. I love Nick for leaning into that. I always wondered why you didn't. I'm like, what? You have nothing to lose.
No, I have lots to lose actually.
Here's the point I'm making: is you look Aryan, you don't lean into it. I feel like Myron Gaines. He pretty much says he loves Hitler, and right, he's an Arab. Why are there no blue-eyed, blonde-haired guys on Twitter and stuff? Why is it always like who? Who? Name one that leans into the Nazi thing. They don't exist. Where the fuck are you guys?
They're out there.
No, I don't think so. Even that guy, what's his name? Handsome Truth.
He does. That's one.
He looks like mixed DNA, or maybe I'm crazy.
Who's another one? What's his name? Renegade.
They don't look like you.
Kyle
I feel like
Hunt?
it's more effective. I feel like that movement needs someone who looks like you to wear the armband. And since there's no one there, I don't know. My brain always goes like, "What a waste! What a waste of potential."
Even the guys that I know that have shared so much of the information about how they viewed Christianity, even they don't think that that's a pragmatic path forward.
What about just memeing it then? Could you meme it?
It would do more harm than good.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that because
maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong because I don't want to tell my viewers to lean into it because if they get deplatformed, debanked, they're fucked.
Like if that's it would just. I'm trying to reach people with my information, and that would turn people off. That would open me up to more attacks. People would automatically dismiss me if I did that.
That is true.
It's a lose.
Like
I would appeal to Spurgs and Schizos online, and that's about it.
I guess why we believe in you, Adam, we believe that you're not one of them, is because it's not like you'd ever call someone a bad guy for loving Hitler, right?
I could see why people would admire him.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Like remember the Nick Cookie Monster thing? I never got your take on that. Like, did you think it was stupid that everyone freaked out over the Cookie Monster joke?
I think people trying to spin that he's like some type of hardcore Holocaust denier and neo-Nazi is blowing it way out of proportion.
That was my biggest critique of Nick was when he leaned so much into the Russia stuff. I thought that was, that part was gay. But, and I always critique the fact that he doesn't lean into the World War II stuff at all, the German stuff. He's his own thing. And I really asked myself, like, if I wanted that kind of content, why does it have to be something silly like Handsome Truth or that cringe faggot clown boxer guy? What's his name? He wears clown makeup. He's a Gypsy Crusader.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of. I mean, it's funny content, but like after a few times, I don't like it. And I'm thinking to myself, where is that kind of Europa documentary energy from the influencers? I feel like I'm the only one with doing this. I feel like no one else is doing it. Alex Jones won't do it. You won't do it. Nick sometimes does it. I like that. I feel like, yeah, it is crazy that they're getting away with that on Twitter. Handsome Truth. He's getting away with, swastikas in public.
He got banned,
like
actually. And no, I don't think he's getting away with it. I think that stuff, in most people's minds, they see that and they're instantly turned off. There's a knee-jerk reaction, and they shut down, and they don't listen to you.
I get away with it.
They think you're evil.
I get away with it because mine's so funny. But I guess if a regular guy just did that, who's being serious all the time, I guess he could put himself on like. I mean, I had a Media Matters hit piece. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but
what did they say about you?
Fascist, the Nazi, all that, which Albanians were with the Nazis. That is true. But yeah, I found that so weird that it's like, where is the ultimate free speech channel that's not just running around town looking like a retard? Like there's intellectual depth to them. They don't exist. And I'm like, why? Is it like you get hammered that much harder if you wear the swastika? Like, I don't know. We're already all hammered, right?
We're already all. What'd you say? All what?
You're banned off YouTube. You're banned off what else?
Facebook, Coinbase, Squarespace, PayPal, Patreon.
Yeah, I mean, one in the chat. If you want, Adam's got nothing to lose. He should put on that armband and go hard.
Well, I don't appeal to the mob of what the mob says.
I'm actually shocked that you don't believe he's a Zionist. I felt like you went down that rabbit hole for like months.
No, I did like 2 videos with a guest that said that.
Oh, okay. You weren't co-signing them?
No. And that was before, after that, people sent me a lot of information showing how anti-Christian they were.
Was he actually a faggot? I feel like that was fake news, Hitler being a faggot.
No, I don't think so. He was married to Eva von Braun, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
so like,
let me do another super chat here.
He was married,
there's a few.
He's straight.
Syscum says, make Zherka read. Oh, wait, hold on. We got even more. I missed a big one. Okay, we got to back up here. Okay, Attack Manlet says, Adam, this is inspired by something Nick said once, but if Jews don't use black magic, why did they adopt symbols like the god Saturn in black cubes so many years before there were images of black hexagon shape, outline shape of cube turned certain ways, storm on planet Saturn, coincidence? Saturn is a hexagon.
Seal of Solomon. He means the Seal of Solomon. Why are you pretending like you don't know what that is? A hexagon?
It's a different shape. The hexagon is not the Seal of Solomon.
Just search up
the Star of David.
Just Google hexagon.
They didn't know that was on there until recently with advanced telescopes.
That's the point. How did ancient Jews adopt that symbol?
They didn't. A cube, people can figure out what a square is and a cube is. It's not.
How did the Seal of Saturn that's ancient turn out to be on Saturn now on Google Images?
It's not.
How did they know?
It's not.
Google it.
We did this last time.
Oh,
I know the shape. It's a sacred geometry, natural shape. It's like a honeycomb shape. It's not the seal. It's not a 6-pointed star.
What about the storm on Jupiter? They want you to believe in gas giant god Jupiter. There's a raging thunder god. There's
gas storms. Exactly. Yeah, just like there's storms on Earth.
But it's aligning to these pagan beliefs that are ancient. It's kind of like they're laughing at you. Like Adam Green believes in, instead of just Jupiter being a luminary, a light in the sky through a high-powered lens, you can see it, right? They make a different orbit. You believe in it like CGI photos, man. It bothers me so much.
No, they have real photos. We have rockets.
That
was another question. Hold on. Before I get to the rest of the super chats, you see, just so everybody knows.
Show one photo. Show one real photo.
I will. Zherka said he's got all his work done. He's got all the time in the world for me. So I guess we'll go long tonight.
Well, Adam, you know when I said that we are like niches of niche for topics, it's hard to find people to talk to about this topic. Like, there's a lot of chatters who are like, I know Adam Green, and then when I talk to them on a call, I'm like, you don't know shit. What the fuck? There's like a few people out there. I try to get Nick into this stuff. He's more into the political. But
don't you think it's lame that Nick has always avoided me?
There's a lot of guys he has not talked to that all claim they got avoided. Like Haas claims that, but I feel
Nick has been dodging me since 2017. He's
Doesn't he do
cucking on the
politics?
content.
Yeah, but he does politics. You do theology. It would be kind of unfair, right?
It would. I know a lot more about Christianity than he does. It would be unfair. You're right.
Yeah, if you gave him 7 years to study up on that, how would you do against him?
I would dominate. I would crush. He would
You
drown.
don't think he's smart?
No, I do think he's smart. I think he's
I think that
wrong
guy's a
about
fucking
religion.
Genius, man. I think Nick proved that the ancients talking about no fap making you a genius is real. Because I still remember when I lost my.
He's not no fap. He's getting fat by destiny, right?
Oh, you believe that? You believe these?
No,
fake
no, I don't think it was really him, to be honest. No,
No,
but it's pretty
I believe
funny.
that he had, I know. I believe 100%. Nick has his V card because I lost mine at 21. And guess who I was? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Guess who I was when I was a kid? I was
A proto-groper.
I was identical to Nick, JQing at that age. Identical, the way he talks with his hands, everything. So, yeah, it looked a lot different.
You know,
when
I remember you posted a video of you when you were like much younger, and you seemed so different.
Yeah,
seem, like,
but I was
introverted.
a huge, raging anti-Semite back then, so nothing's changed.
That's funny. Okay, Siscum says, make Zherka read Richard Carrier's Jesus from Outer Space before he's allowed on for his next appearance. Yeah, Zherka, you got to read Richard Carrier and some of these books I showed you.
Yeah, just show us a picture of Jupiter. Don't run from that, and I'll buy the book. How much is that
On
book
the
cost?
Historicity of Jesus. Listen to this on Audible.
Adam, I
and-
just spent thousands and thousands of dollars on books. Please tell me I can get it.
Well,
for
lucky
cheap.
you're rich, because you're wasting your money on all those books if you haven't read this one and read Nailed by David Fitzgerald. That one's an easy read. Nailed by David Fitzgerald, and you will see the light.
Okay.
Okay. Larry Von Twinkletoes, shout out to you again for that huge dono. You're awesome.
Shout out Larry for funding this because I don't know. Adam talking to me, he's just talking to another political Twitter guy, right? But
Talking to the guy with the most clout I know.
No, but when you talk to me, it's like you're talking to Nick. It's like you're talking to Alex Jones. It's like you've done this before. But when I talk to you from my point of view, it's different because I've been watching you since 2015. So it's so easy to just chill here all day. Because, bro, I've done 2 interviews this year. I hate doing this shit. But these topics I love. Like, and I didn't really come to debate. And have you noticed that Adam Green ran from showing us a picture of Jupiter? Like, why do we keep forgetting that?
Oh my gosh, why do you want me to show you a picture?
I want to see the look on your face.
Okay.
It's so funny every single time.
Real picture of Jupiter.
Chat, look at him. Look at him. Be honest on the.
You
face.
know
Like,
that
Owen
you could
Benjamin
get
called him out on this.
you could get a telescope and see Jupiter yourself, right?
You could get a P90 camera that is way more high powered than a telescope, bro.
All right, Jupiter looks like some gaseous storms going on.
Which one's real?
NASA releases new images of Jupiter. Let's watch this. Hold on.
Yeah, click on that.
It's a YouTube video.
Hey, by the way, chat. This is not like to own Adam Green, but can someone, when you guys do the clips and stuff, that clip where we talked about vibes of Cosmos, the moon map, show Adam Green the lunar moon map. Like, post that.
I've seen that.
Our debate. You debunked that?
So you think telescopes, Hubble telescope is a psyop?
There are no Hubble telescopes. Like, what are you talking? Look at the Vatican's. Vatican's telescope. It's called Lucifer.
Yeah, there's lots of telescopes. You point out one telescope in the world that's called Lightbringer because the light comes in through the telescope.
No, you're not allowed to use that one. That's Vatican only. Don't lie. And number two, when you say telescope, why Owen Benjamin and all flat earthers laugh at you is because digital cameras zoom in much, much further than telescopes. You can buy them. You can zoom in on stars. They're just luminaries. They're wandering stars. That's it. That's all they are, right? Which, if you look at the Theosophists and Anthroposophists, they all say that stars are like groups of souls into one, which makes an angel.
There are approximately 12 to 15 telescopes that are 8 meters or larger.
Adam, there's digital cameras that zoom in more than your rusty Captain Hook telescope. Like,
there's one in Chile, Hawaii, Hubble, Effelsberg, Green Bank, There's all types of You point out one that's Lucifer, which just means light bringer, because I mean it's a logical name for a telescope because it's capturing the light from far away. You can see Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn with your naked eye, and then you could get a telescope and look in your. You could.
Adam, there are lights in the sky. Venus is a light in the sky. Just like
no, they're not. They're lit up. They're only lit up because of the sun. You can only see them when the sun's hitting them.
This has been so debunked by Dubé. It's fucking laughable.
Not. Dubé's a kook,
can you,
dude.
Adam, show your chat how good faith you are. Google satellites and scroll. Just scroll on images. Look at Adam's face, everyone.
I've seen you do. I saw you do this on the bodybuilders website. They have artistic depictions of satellites because you don't have one satellite up taking a picture of another satellite.
Just do it. I'm not trying to debate it. I just want to scroll with you. I want to have fun with this. Look at Adam Green's face, chat. Look at it. Because he's a smart guy. In space. There you go. Look at this, bro. $100 million for a satellite. That's what that's the tax revenue scam you Americans are paying for those satellites. They get $52 million a day for fake CGI photos. You're afraid to scroll, Adam. You're afraid to scroll.
Not. That's all there is.
No, go more images. Show more. Scroll 5 long scrolls. Do 5 long scrolls, bro. Chat, look at this. Look at Adam's face. He's going to defend this. Satellites are real, bro. It's just all internet is done through underground sea cable, and weather balloons. It's not done by fucking satellites, you idiot.
You would need 2 satellites up. Hold on. Let me find you another picture here.
Yeah, you better.
How about I'll do real picture of space station.
ISS. I think that's your best bet. ISS is your best bet for sure.
There you go.
Yeah, it's already been debunked.
There. It's real.
It's already been. They already caught them on harnesses.
By who? Some guy on the internet? Some conspiracy theorist on the internet?
No, there's a documentary on Bush Senior. He was walking by in the documentary when they were visiting a NASA facility, and I think it was the telemetry area where they caught them green screening it was chroma key, blue screen, and it's all on Level by Eric Dubé, the documentary called Level. The best flat earth documentary you'll ever see. And this has all been thoroughly debunked, especially her hair floating in space. I feel like Owen Benjamin already beat you on this topic. Like,
nobody ever beat me. Dude, flat earth's going to be destroyed. Actually, they'll just cope and backpedal. But next week when they go to Antarctica, they're going to see the 24-hour sun, and they're going to have pie on their face because they all claimed you couldn't go and you couldn't see the 24-hour sun, and they're all going to see it. Are you going to what's your cope going to be for when they see the 24-hour sun? What's the cope going to be?
I'm still wondering. I have no cope. I'm wondering.
So then you're going to admit it's true, and we're on a globe.
I mean, that's what they teach us with Goyslop in school, right? They teach us about the firmament in grade 7. No, they don't. They teach us that the Earth is sphere. The Jews that are in control.
No, they're.
That's why Adam. Why do you think they are called globalists? Because they believe in this fucking fake news.
Because they believe in global order or global government. That's why. Because we live on a globe.
Yeah, Mickelson Morley already disproved that. All scientific experiments. Search up airplane flight manual and go through a flight manual. It talks about the Earth being flat.
Let's not do that. Let's read the rest of these super chats. Genetics Matter says Zherka, Western secularism is Christian secularism. It's Christianity without Christ. Most atheists still believe in all the radical liberal and universalist teachings of Jesus. Turn the other cheek in neither Jew nor Greek and all that woke nonsense. Thank you.
That's a much better argument than Adams. That's a way better argument. If you want to attach liberalism to Christianity, you can.
I agree with that. I do say that.
I disagree, though. I disagree
say
with
that.
the chat.
Indomitably Based for 140 said, heard good things about this discussion for friends who are listening live. Looking forward to more between Adam and Zherka. Much love. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. I love Zherka. Zherka's.
I just love
the man.
Adam's brain, because Adam's brain is so JQ. Everything is JQ. And bro, when my friends, my family said I'm crazy, and you're watching that blonde guy again, and why don't you go get a job? You got fired from this club and blah, blah, blah. And I'm that weirdo. And then they all tell me, hey, you know what? Now the whole world's talking like you, Zherka. I feel like there was no content, bro. I went through all of it. It was you and Owen Benjamin I really liked. Although Owen Benjamin would fight with it. Do you remember when he was beefing Eric Dubé? That pissed me off so much. Mm-hmm. That was the first time I saw Owen Benjamin be. I think even
remember when he beefed with you. What were you guys beefing about?
Owen was someone I liked a lot, and he said on Twitter something about Muslims being better than Christians. And I guess I shouldn't have attacked that, but it really rubbed me the wrong way, because this is a guy who had his whole life destroyed by this Jewish Hollywood machine. He went to live on a farm. He did everything correct. He did everything TradCon, and then he gave it to the Muslims instead of the Christians. It pissed me off so much. But I saw him talk to you, and Owen Benjamin said when he was talking to you, yeah, man, I like hearing both sides. I like hearing all sides. I like hearing when he says shit like that. I immediately forgive him. I'm like, yeah, he's right. I can't just be pissed because he wrote something it was something so gay about the Muslims being more organized than Christians and blah, blah, blah. But he wasn't talking about these dusty, broke, zero IQ Muslims. And, at that time, you got to remember, when I started saying Jesus is king, I was at 200 viewers, banned off everything, including Twitch, no money, broke up with my girl. I had no comfort, no family around me. And I started saying, Jesus is king, Jesus is king, Jesus is king. And then like immense amounts of fame and prophetic visions and dreams. And
you
I don't
found the right grip.
Adam, I swear I'll be an empiricist. I don't use these as this is why it's true, right? I'm not saying this is why it's true. I'm saying what happened to me. Like, I don't even have to do 12-hour streams for, some good money. I make a shit ton of money not working all year. I got my whole life set up around that Jesus is king thing. And I'm very late to
Jesus is cha-ching. That's what you're telling me.
Well,
if I say Christ is king and I promote flat earth, I could get rich too? Maybe you're smarter than me and that's the move.
No. Adam, the devil can reward you money, but he can't reward you money plus peace of mind. And that's what I have.
Doesn't the Bible say that like wealth is bad?
Well,
it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven.
Yeah, that you're totally taking that out of context, because it also says give to Caesar what's Caesar's. So you're just lying.
That's a different book though that says that. Paul said that in Romans.
Oh, is that what we're doing? Well, you can just say that it's a different book, so
written by a different person. And yeah,
okay. When Jesus says you have to sweat by the brow, if Zherka and Adam sweat by the brow all day on a computer, that's easily $1 million. Right? You just post content. But you and I, we don't sweat by the brow. We post sometimes here and there. If you were working 12 hours a day, content, how much would be in your bank account? Sweating by the brow literally means making a shit ton of money. Right? And I'm not.
By the brow was the curse that the fall of Adam and Eve had to work to sweat by their brow. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, I'm saying you and I don't really do that. If we did that all day, donations, that equates in a lot of money today. And give to Caesar what Caesar's means pay the fucking taxes. So yeah.
Right. And they said that because they didn't want to get crushed by Rome, and they wanted Romans to adopt it.
You make the argument that Christians just have to give all their money away, and it's like totally.
That's what it says. It says give away your wealth and follow Jesus and hate your family and follow Jesus.
The needle thing is saying that to amass that much money, you probably, sold out your morals. So you're not getting into heaven. That's what it's saying. It's so obvious. And you have to read, you do agree that a lot of scripture is read poetically too. It's not like on the nose.
Yeah, it's allegorical fiction. I agree with that.
Yeah,
Genetics
that's why I
Matter
feel like
says
you get bendy here. You get very bendy here. Right?
don't no.
Like you won't admit that Jesus wants you to pay taxes, which means have a fucking job.
No, Jesus never said pay taxes. That was Paul and Romans, and Paul never met Jesus.
Oh, that's what we're doing now.
Yeah,
Okay.
he didn't. Did Paul meet an earthly Jesus?
Can I quote Matthew?
Sure.
Okay, so who's cool to you? Just Matthew, Luke?
None of
Mark,
them are
and
cool.
John?
They're all Jewish and
No,
fake
who
and
can I
lame.
quote? If we're debating, who can I quote?
You can quote any of them.
Okay, but no Paul.
Well, you said Jesus said it, and I said, no, Paul said it.
Yeah, I know. You corrected me. Yeah. All right, I'll stick to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I didn't know we're doing that.
Well, they didn't know Jesus either. And Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are written by anonymous authors. Those names were attributed later. If you
So
read Richard
Jesus
Carrier
is-
and Nailed, you would know that.
Is Jesus just a ghost? Is it a Gnostic ghost to you? Like, what is
Yes. It started as a mythical celestial Messiah. Exactly.
It's the most powerful fiction I've ever heard about, bro.
It
Wow.
is. It's the story that conquered the world. Exactly. That's true.
What about
Couple
that?
more. What?
Yeah, go ahead.
What is that tattoo on your hand?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Is that new?
No, it's been here forever.
Looks like an eye, a reptilian, Illuminati reptilian eye.
Actually, it's the Eye of Providence, or what the Masons call the Eye of Jupiter, or which is Osiris. It turns into a lot of different kind of mythopoetic. No, bro, I'm not evil. What the fuck? It's just a tattoo.
I didn't say that. Whoa, bro. Don't protest too much. Genetics Matter says Hollywood is secular. Yeah, secular Christianity. How many action movies do you see where the protagonist is way too forgiving and kind to the bad guys? Wherever you see reckless charity, wherever you see people being way too kind to bad guys, that's Christianity at work. I agree.
Yikes. You agree with that?
Yeah. Pintata Road.
Hold on. Was there hero themes before Christianity about forgiving your enemies?
Probably. There may have been, but not as much as in Christianity.
Wow.
Turn the other cheek.
Hold on.
Pray
You
for
don't
your
think that's a
persecutor.
reach?
That's weak shit.
You don't think that's a reach that, like,
Christianity led to liberalism today. Yes.
Yikes.
Yep.
Liberalism is a
Nietzsche.
Jewish thing. You've said that before, too.
Nietzsche, slave morality. Yeah.
Jews push secular
No, they
atheism
don't.
onto
Secular
us,
Jews,
not
dude, not
Christians.
religious Jews. Religious Jews
They
want
keep
you to.
religious. They literally admit that they keep religion for themselves.
No, they don't.
They admit that. Yes, they do.
No, they want to have Noahides that worship their God.
Then then you would see Jewish all this Jewish money being poured into our educational system about teaching us to be good little
Like the Daily Wire and Jordan Peterson
I'm sure that's all of American schooling.
and Dennis Prager. No, it's not all of American schooling.
They get like a couple million views, bro. It's not America.
Pinta Road for 25 says, good show. Thanks, Adam. Thank you. That's OB for 5 says, what are you wearing, Adam? Smoking jacket or robe for a boxing match? This is inspired by Zherka because he used to wear a Versace robe. Do you still have the Versace robe? I told you to wear it, bro. We're supposed to.
I don't have it, but it was weird when I met you in that time, that phase of my life, that marketing phase, where I'm going so hard. And it's so funny to watch our first interaction because it's like Adam adjusting. He's like, I thought this was going to be more theological. Like, what are we doing here? But I swear to God, Adam, I don't feel like I did that good. I do feel like I won, but today I feel like I smoked you.
You're drowning. You're drowning. That was fun. A little bit of you rubbed off on me, and I used in other debates.
If you show me Jews pushing Christianity through their billionaire class, I will tap out. You win.
There are spiritual Jews, Christians that are billionaires that promote Christianity.
Sometimes you give these answers where you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, what are you talking about right now? They're spiritual.
Off the top of my head, off the top of my head, a Jewish billionaire that promotes Christianity.
Yeah, name one. Is it Peter Thiel?
No.
You got to name one. Like,
he's
I
not
thought we followed
religious.
the money here.
He's not religious.
Who?
Elon's been promoting Christianity, saying people need Christianity. Alex Jones, he's a big Zionist shield. Every big Zionist promotes Christianity. You realize that, right?
Really?
Does Ben Shapiro promote Christianity? Does
like
Dennis Prager?
Like I mean,
Shmuley Boteach. Shmuley Boteach, right?
He's the billionaire class?
No, he's not a billionaire. He's friends with Adelson. He's gotten funded from Adelson, I believe.
Okay, listen. If this was Nick,
he has a book, Kosher Jesus, and says Christianity is a great world religion, and he's the Messiah of the Gentiles. There you go.
Adam, you started your whole channel following the money. Please don't lead us to Shmuley. Lead us to billionaires like Peter Thiel.
It wasn't about following the money. It was about talking about Zionism and Zionist power.
If you follow the money, you see what they invest in, correct? They invest.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell you earlier, too. Chabad rabbis are promoting a moment of silence in schools. Governor of Florida and Arizona passed it to have Noahide laws, moment of silence in schools. And they're happy when the Bible and the Torah. Yeah,
is this one of those Shabads doing it, but only Adam Green and Zherka know? 8 billion people on Earth don't know about this?
No, there's photos of DeSantis and the governor of Arizona with all the rabbis signing the bill for the moment of silence.
I feel like the one thing, didn't you predict by now in 2024 that these Noahide laws would be in full effect like 2 years ago?
No.
Well, when are they going to start punishing the Goy?
Christianity and Islam are already Noahides. That's the big revelation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
They are.
I forgot about that.
Jay Dyer says it. Jay Dyer says it.
I can see Islam being in it.
Yeah.
I can see that easily because they do go around the Kaaba, Allah.
That's not why. It's because they worship the God of Abraham and they're monotheistic. They believe in the oneness of God. They don't believe in a trinity. So that makes them Noahide.
When Aristotle said that the fifth element is ether in the stars and that it's not like fire, earth, air, or water,
he was wrong.
Something else. You don't believe in ether?
Nope.
That if you do certain things into this atmosphere, you can get metaphysical results. You don't believe in any kind of like magnetism, animal magnetism, magic.
Of course I believe in magnetism.
No, I'm talking about animal magnetism, magic, any kind of like a seance. You don't think that stuff's ever real?
No.
Wow, that's crazy.
You want to invite me to your next seance? I'll go, and maybe you can convince me. You and Gary's Gary, the numbers guy, and some of these 18-year-olds. You can invite me next time. You're always leaving me out of all the fun.
Yeah, that's how you make all the
Zherka
money.
invited me to Miami a while back, and I wanted to, but it didn't happen. That could have been fun. We'll go rizz up some girls on the street. We can go to Fresh and Fit and debate Jesus. It would be a good time.
Dude, you haven't been on Fresh and Fit yet.
No.
They got
Abrahamic circle jerk over there. I'll go and wait, what were you gonna say?
I'm positive I got Nick on. Everyone thinks Sneeko did it, but there's so many clips of everyone admitting I did. Because Sneeko and Nick have known Sneeko and Myron knew each other for months. The day I landed in Miami, I got Nick on, or the second day, and it's really easy with Myron because I go, "That's the most masculine channel. He's going hard." Myron goes, "Really? Bring him on." I could easily get you on, right? And Myron covers the Zionist topic, right? You've seen his stuff.
Is he religious?
No, not like he's cultural. Like he'll say that he's a Muslim, but he says also on camera. Like
Myron, let's talk about the real conspiracy, the CQ, the Christian question, the Jesus deception. Right. I'm down.
You know what's funny is it's amazing how correct you are about Islam being a Noahide religion, because they worship.
But I'm wrong about Christianity.
Yeah, because they worship a God. He cannot be flesh. It makes
minus the Trinity. It's a Noahide religion. It worships the God of Israel.
But the God of Israel, through the Christian lens, would have a flesh body. He would be fully man, fully God. Two natures, right?
That's what makes it not a perfect Noahide religion.
But the Jews and the Muslims believe he does not have a body. There's no human aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they are Noahide, both of them.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, Genetics Matter again says, Zherka, have you ever realized that every verse that makes Christianity look bad is out of context? That every verse
Yes.
that makes it look good is in context.
Yes, that's so true. I would say this, though. I would say this. The only person who's ever made me peculiar on maybe I got all of this wrong is Adam Green. I feel like the argument you make is so strong because you see this Noahide energy from every angle. But then when you say stuff like they're pushing Christianity over atheism, you totally lose
I didn't
us.
say that, though. I didn't say that. I said secular
Yeah,
Jews
you
will
did.
promote secularism, and religious
Who
Jews
puts
promote...
those secular Jews in power? Religious Jews.
Not necessarily.
Okay, do you believe the Rothschild is being affected in the mental plane by Marina Abramovich's black magic?
No.
So
I believe that
how did she meet him?
they have
Why don't
some
you meet him?
relationship with rabbis, but they may not be directed 100% by rabbis.
So if Adam Green played with pig's blood and did some weird art, eventually Rothschilds will contact you?
No.
Yeah, there's definitely something metaphysical going on there. It's so obvious.
She's had a whole long career of art and worked her way through the art world. And
yeah, but art is just ceremonial magic. That's been like, there's a million books on this stuff.
Hustler32 says, Adam, ask Zherka if he knows brother Nathaniel and why him and Nick had a falling out.
I do know him. I do love him, but I've never heard of their beef. Is that true?
Yeah, he was critical of Groypers, saying they weren't white and stuff, I think. But
Whoa,
you and brother
that sounds
Nathaniel
like a
would be
fed
cool.
to
I would
me.
watch that.
Wait, what does he mean by that? They're not white.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Anyone who's
Some
very
of the
pro
Groypers
Russia,
aren't white.
I know he's like pro Putin. Anyone pro Russia that's too pro Russia, they always turn out to be a Fed.
Or a Russian agent.
Yeah.
Mus6 Gorillion says Zherka is that's not very nice. He's an
What do
insufferable...
you say? Read it out, bro. I'm not a baby. What the fuck?
He says you're an insufferable faggot with intellect of a sub-Saharan Negroid.
Bro, what's his name?
Mus6 Gorillion.
I don't know that. No. That was the best. That needs to come with the $500.
That was funny, yeah. Only one mean comment for you, Zherka. They love you.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is most of my guys really like you too. I think there's like one hater, but I got Groypers who hate you, but when I do content with you, they have Groyper in the name. They don't say that mean shit, right? I saw the old comments.
They love the content. Do people like watching people agree with each other on every single thing, or have base conversations?
Adam, it's the last content I watch of two people agreeing, I think was like 7 years ago. That's how much I only learned from debates. I don't even care if they're talking about a fucking orange. I only learned from two people arguing. I never learned from like you and Björkness just remember when you guys were best friends?
I do.
Good old days.
Let me ask you about here. We got to close it out before 3 hours, which is in 10 minutes. I wanted to get your take on.
It's been 3 hours.
Chat, I know it's went by fast.
Holy shit!
Do you have to pee?
No, not at all.
How's your libido doing these days?
That is crazy that you remember that. What the hell?
Is that true? I've heard you joke many times that you have like low libido, or.
This sounds crazy, but I've never been with a chick who wasn't pissed at that. Like that, I would watch JQ online all day, and she'd be like, "Yeah, you touch me sometimes, but not like most guys." And like, I'm really more interested in learning about power, books, stuff like that. Maybe because I've worked 5 years at a nightclub, like I'm just used to being around chicks. It's not like a hard thing to get. But yeah, all my life I've gone through.
What's your body count?
Oh, I lost track. I totally degenerated. After I lost my V card at 21, when everyone at the club made fun of me for being that old and still.
You were at the club already at 21? You were a bouncer at the club?
Yeah, I was like all afraid and shit. And everyone made fun of me that like I never been with a chick and stuff. And
how did it take you so long? You're such a good looking guy. How did it take you till you're 21 to be with a girl?
I really don't know what it was. Part of me thinks it was like a spiritual journey that I was like afraid of lowering my soul. You know, I always saw it as a degenerate act.
Hmm.
And then, you know, you
It
go through
wasn't because you were
hardships.
shy. Were the girls
Mhm.
trying, or were you just like you didn't have the confidence or something?
Some girls tried, and I would never meet them halfway. And it was only when, because I said, oh, she got to be the right one. And I kept pushing it off. And I was very poor and stuff. So it's like,
Hmm.
what the fuck? I have to like buy a hotel and, you know, all that hard shit.
Hmm.
That the very poor means like $8 an hour, like really dirt poor.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'll just wait it out until, you know, I have a stable life, and then she can come over, because like, where am I going to take her? All that stuff. And then when my buddies found out and they all made fun of me, the bouncers at the nightclub,
Hmm.
I turned it into a game of competition,
Hmm.
and I just studied it like obsessed. And back then I was learning fast, right? I did everything in my power to be obsessed with the topic. Like it became the new JQ.
Hmm.
And then I wasn't allowed to play the game anymore. They're like, yeah, Zherka's not allowed. I was taking every phone number just out of spite. Um, yeah. And then after
Do
being
you have a
around one
girlfriend
chick,
right now?
kinda, I wouldn't publicly show
When
her.
when
So
was the last time you had like a serious long-term girlfriend?
I think it was. Do you remember when I was blowing up last year?
Yeah.
In I think February we broke up, and it was a nasty breakup. Right? We spent like 12 hours a day together for like a long time. For me, it's a long time to be around a woman, because I can't stand when they speak and shit. It really pisses me off. It's not a meme. Like I
Mhm.
really can't stand it. When I think of being married, I think of hiding in one room from her all day, because I can't be around that energy. Right? I'm physically attracted to it,
Do
but
you
I
want to
get
have
very
kids?
yeah, I do, but I get very turned off by the fact that you've got something on me. Like if I want to hurt Zerka, I'll just hurt his kids. That could really, really weaken me.
Well, I don't think a mom wants to hurt her own children,
No, no,
though.
no, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about like the people who come after me.
Hmm.
When I have kids, I would be a pussy version of myself, you know? That's why I'm really afraid of that. If I have kids, it's going to be in secret.
In secret.
Wouldn't that make sense? Like, would you put your kids on the internet and shit? Fuck
I
no.
have, yeah.
Oh, well,
They're
how old
so
are they?
they're so cute. Once they
How
get a
old?
little older, I won't. My oldest is almost 4, and I just had a second girl. I'm girl dad. I have 2 girls.
Oh, you don't really have haters like that.
Yes, I do. You kidding me? I have so many
They'd want
haters.
to hurt you.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Then don't put them online. What the hell?
Well, I mean, they're gonna want to hurt me whether I got kids or not.
Yeah, I guess they'd find a way, right? You can't hide it nowadays.
What's your take on Elon and all his power and his connection to Trump and him buying X?
You were right about him too. He's a fucking Jew. You were early on that too, right? A couple of years.
I was always had healthy skepticism about him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. Like he is complicit with that Starlink, right? He's definitely on the Jew side.
He's
I guess
buddies
you were
with
the first channel I
Shapiro and
saw that said
Netanyahu and Trump.
it was interesting. I still remember when I had a manager at the time. They freaked out because I was asked on an interview when I first started bubbling. They said, "Who are you with, Ukraine or Russia?" I said, "Well, the Wagner Group are Nazis, and the Ukrainian Azov Battalion are Nazis as well. So I really can't decide. You know, they both seem so
And they
great."
both call the
And
other side Nazis too.
yeah, and you turned out to be right about that. That Putin is. I don't know why. I don't know why the right wing of Twitter, especially, is so stupid on the Putin question. He's such a fucking Jew.
Yeah,
Putin is
because they
such a
promote.
fucking Jew. It's not
Yeah,
just
and
Ukraine.
what does he promote? Christian Russian Orthodox Church.
Yeah,
More
that's why.
more Jewish scriptures.
Well, to you, what's more in your lens? What's more Jewish, the Orthodox Church or the Catholic Church?
I would
Because
say
throughout history,
I
the
would say the
Catholics
Catholic
definitely.
Church is a little more kosher right now, but I mean they're both basically the same. They're both Jewish religions, worshiping the Jewish God and Messiah.
Interesting.
Do you really believe in like what do you think we're in the end times? Do you think with Trump we're going to see World War III and like rebuilding of the temple and shit with Trump?
Yeah, I can see that.
So do
You
you
can
think that
too.
means
You've talked
Jesus
about
is going to
this.
return? You think Jesus is going to come down in a cloud and like save the day like a movie?
No, no, I don't think that part happens in my lifetime.
But it will happen one day.
Yeah, and it'll be a different level of consciousness. It won't be like him coming out the clouds, and this is like mythopoetic language, but it's going to be different. It's going to be a different level of consciousness. Just like when consciousness shifted in the Enlightenment and artwork became so beautiful, it wasn't just sculptures, it became paintings, in-depth paintings, Mona Lisas. That's like a shift in the collective unconscious. It's going to be like that. But yeah, I don't think in our lifetime.
But you think he is going to like float down from a cloud like it says in the Bible and like with a sword and a robe dripping in blood and all the world's going to worship Jesus one day?
Yeah,
destroyed?
that's not going to be just three-dimensional. It's going to be God and man. I don't claim to know how that's going to look. That's kind of crazy too. I understand how they write about it, but to see that, I don't know. I think it's going to be spectacular.
You know, it would be a really beautiful, epic arc if you just went full green pill and you just started exposing the Jesus deception.
Adam,
you could
you
blow
don't
it
know
up
how
more than I
tempted-
ever could. I would love nothing more than that.
Adam, you don't know how tempted I am because then I'd put on the red armband. If I became a full pagan like that, I would go full pagan. I've been so tempted.
Really? I had a feeling. I would love to see the pagan Zherka exposing Christianity as Jewish and fake arc. That would be beautiful.
I had a moment in my life where I had it was just you and Nick I was watching, and I put you guys next to each other, and I'm like, well, Nick is saying that the evil powers is making everyone atheist, right? And then Adam's saying that it's making everyone Christian. What do we naturally see? We see Nick's point of view, not yours.
No,
Correct.
Christianity. Look how much Christianity is promoted by Russell Brand and Alex Jones and Trump and all the top Zionists are either
Compared to legacy media, really? Legacy media is a fucking atheist machine.
Is legacy
bro.
media exposing Jesus as a myth, though?
Every
they're
single
not.
Hollywood movie is anti-Jesus, bro.
No, where has there ever been any establishment or Hollywood or History Channel thing saying Jesus is a Jewish myth?
Say that again. Where is what?
Where is any big Jew or any big Hollywood person or any mainstream documentaries saying that Jesus is a mythical Jewish fiction?
I think that's every channel. Ancient aliens, all
exist.
that. They say it's aliens.
No. History Channel promotes Jesus.
They promote aliens more than anything.
Look up Jesus History Channel on YouTube.
Wait, are you denying they promote aliens more than everything?
No, they do.
Is that the number one? Aliens is a pop cultural phenomena. It's talking about the spirit of the times.
That's
today.
a different issue, though. That doesn't mean they're not promoting Jesus. They're not exposing the Jesus deception, and they promote the Bible story of Jesus on History
I'll give
Channel.
Jesus 15% promoted on the television. 15%? What do you give it?
Okay, more than anything else.
25?
There's no big, powerful institution or person that's exposing Jesus as a mythical
Adam,
deception.
you're comparing a Jesus movie to Avatar, zillions and zillions of dollars into Avatar, this atheist alien shit.
Avatar's not promoting atheism.
It's promoting space travel and aliens, the shit that made you an
sci-fi.
atheist.
Just fun
Hold on,
sci-fi.
Adam, if the Earth turned out to have a firmament and that it's flat, would you then come closer to the Bible, or how would that work? If you stop believing in aliens and all that gay shit?
I don't believe in aliens. I just say it's possible that there's aliens.
Yeah, but you believe in multiple, like Planet X, right? You believe in millions of planets?
Yeah, I do believe in billions of planets.
So do you believe in Planet X because it's real, in your point of view?
No, that Planet X is the idea that there's a planet in our solar system, and I don't think that there would be a conspiracy covering that up.
Do you believe there's millions of planets out there?
Billions, yes.
It's not just the 7 gates on Earth?
No, that's 7 is a Jewish number.
Every Gnostic got it wrong.
Gnostics are Jews.
So Christians are Jews? Gnostics are Jews?
Yeah.
Muslims are Jews?
What do you
Are
mean when you say
atheists?
Gnostics? Like Nag Hammadi scriptures, like the Gnostic scriptures? Yeah, they're like basically just gospels that weren't included in the Bible.
They talk about the Greek temple science, where they'd say the seven gates, the seven revelations of the planetary energies, the spheres that they go through. Have you ever heard of
Yes.
that?
The Gnostic Bible, like the Gospel of Thomas, it's all about Jesus. It's the sayings of a Jesus figure. And it literally says, too, that in the Gospel
Solar
of
logos, Jesus. Yeah.
in the Gospel of Thomas, it says, oh, I thought it was on this page.
Oh, that
It says
Jesus is
all
more
of the prophets wrote about you. It's a giveaway that like they were searching the scriptures for a Jesus. But you know what? We're at 3 hours. I don't want to go too much past 3 hours. And I really I love this conversation. I love you. I think you're awesome. You're my bro. This was great content, great support tonight from everybody. So I do want to wind it down and wrap it up. Where can people find you? If people are, I'm sure people in my audience, if you're going to look for any help and pointers for dating, I think Zherka may be your guy. He's got a high body
I'm coming
count.
out with a book. I'm coming out with
Tell
a
us
book.
about that, please.
I'm coming out with a book on mindset, but to be honest, I've never been like the salesy guy. I feel like when I don't try and sell it, I make more money. Just check out my shit if you believe I know my shit when it comes to the metaphysical, how to like I'm not making the claim that I know how to perfect the mind, but if you're trying to go viral, if you're trying to change your life, every single ancient book that Adam Green doesn't believe in, not just the Bible that says cast the net to the right side, which is talking the right hemisphere of the brain and fleshology and all that. Every ancient book talks about what you think about actually comes into your world, or what Carl Jung would say. He says, everything that you suppress turns into a world event, right? If you suppress going for a run, your crush is going to call you a fat bitch, something like that. That Adam, do you believe in that? The Kabbalion principle that all is mind, that if Adam Green tells himself he's a piece of shit every day, that he never makes it in life. But if you have an inner dialogue of telling yourself you're the best, you actually go places.
Yes, I do believe in that. It's like almost like
You
The
don't think
Secret.
you don't think it's like metaphysical or any of that, right?
No, I don't. It's the power of intention, I think it is. What is Trump's
Is the law of
pastor-
assumption? Is Neville
Law of
Goddard's
assumption.
law of assumption? Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Basically, it talks about how using the Christ energy. Do you know how the name is I am the I am of God?
Yeah.
That anything you want to do in this world, all you have to do is bring it into the present existence. So if Adam Green always says, I will be a millionaire in the future, because psychically it's in the future in your mind, it doesn't actually come. But if Adam Green believes I am, his inner dialogue looks like I am, using the I am principle of I am a millionaire, you start, how would you behave? How would you act if you were? That it comes to you a lot quicker. Do you think there's any brain power there, or it's just like coincidence?
I don't think it's magical, but I do think like, you know, The Secret or the power of intention, like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant thinking they're the best player, and then you can't be the best player unless you think you are and you work towards it. I love this.
Which is funny because that's Kabbalistic too, right?
No,
Believing in something, giving it power.
No, that's just like common sense.
what
Believing in
Jews say,
something,
if you
working
don't- if
towards
you don't-
something.
But don't Jews believe that you can create your own gods? Like the whites can get together and bring Wotan, god of war, Mars. They don't believe that the mind can bend all that?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Well, they said if you stop believing in these gods, that the gods die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe
I think that's
true?
more metaphorical, though. Like, if people stop believing in the gods, then they lose their, I don't know if they believe it literally, but it's kind of like
I can't remember if we did this last time. Did we do a commercial on why are we doing a commercial? I don't need a commercial, bro.
I just wanted to look. I just wanted to look a little bit, if you know what I mean, at this line right here.
No, Adam, you're a good friend, but every time I do an interview, I never ask for a shout out. I don't care about any of that shit. I'm here for a conversation.
No, you shared 3 hours of your time and gave us some great content and a good talk. So
It's the only stuff I've ever read about. Like If you called more often, I would definitely answer. As long as we're not spinning our tires, looping on certain, I feel like we should never touch flat Earth again. You got decimated by Owen and me. I think it was me before Owen, right? Last year.
Dude, I've never lost any debate, especially to a flat earther. So,
How would you do against Nick?
on Christianity, absolute obliteration. On Trump,
Wait,
we would agree now, but before, I mean, Nick basically admitted I was always right about Trump.
Assume Nick was here right now. How would that? Because we're never going to see that debate since you guys for years have never done it. How would that go? How would you start? Like, what would you start with? The no hide.
Probably just with like Christian stuff. He admits that he worships the King of the Jews. He says the Jews are chosen. I don't. Like, why would you say, like, why grant them their prophecies and that they were ever chosen and their God's real? I would start around there.
Really? No, I mean specifically, what would you bring up?
Well, in the past, I would have brought up Trump.
Remember when you had a Yom Kippur angle? I thought that was your worst angle because even if you were right, it's too niche of a niche. You know what I mean?
Yeah, too esoteric and deep. It goes over most people's heads.
Yeah, the Edom and Esau stuff is better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, sometimes you make a strong argument there. I guess the scariest one is the defeat of the Roman Empire, that maybe Jews just, because they were considered the highest class. Jews were untouchable even back then in the Roman Empire.
I would say, excuse me, I would say to Nick the same thing I said to you. Like, what is the purpose of Judaism? And it's to get all the nations, all the Gentiles to worship the God of Israel. And how did they accomplish that? Through Jesus. Jesus worships.
Didn't Jews bring liberalism and they want you to worship that stupid point of view? I'm not talking
religious
about like
Jews want you to worship their God and believe in them as God's chosen people.
Interesting.
Which Christians do. But let's close it out here. We're just over 3 hours.
You were correct. You were correct about Trump. I got to give you your flowers there. 1,000% correct. And you weren't the kind of guy that there's been a lot of channels that are like, Trump's with the Jews, just because, we get paranoid doing this kind of content. It happens to all of us. But I don't think you've ever had a paranoid arc where you go crazy on stuff. You just look at the information and you never went off a hunch that Trump is Jewish. You always talked about, was it the early Kabbalah teacher? Then it was the people around him. I don't know. What did you say about him in 2016? Something about who was around him then?
Bailed out by the Rothschilds, Jared Kushner.
Yes. Yeah, that's some damning evidence.
Groveling at AIPAC, Sheldon Adelson funding him.
That was a little later.
No, he funded him in 2016.
Okay. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, 2016. What am I saying? It wasn't Miriam. It was, yeah.
Sheldon was still alive then. He funded him then. And
what
then
do you think of Joe Biden?
What do I think about Joe Biden?
Yeah.
I think he's a corrupt politician that's been a long time career Zionist. I don't think he's as pro-Zionist as Trump is.
Yeah.
What do you here? This was a question. What do you think about Hunter Biden?
Kissed the wall.
Have I kissed the wall? No, Biden didn't
Joe Biden
kiss the wall.
never kissed the wall. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And they call him anti-Semitic while they call Trump the Moshiach. What do you think about Hunter Biden being pardoned?
I didn't mind that too much because isn't family supposed to have families back?
It is.
I thought that was based. And
you think Hunter's based
in hotels?
Do you admire Hunter?
I'm the right-wing Hunter.
Yeah, Don Jr. All right, Everybody, follow Zherka if you like Zherka. I like Zherka. We'll have to do this again. We'll see when Trump gets in and stuff goes on. We'll have to do this again in a few months. It was fun. Everybody liked it.
There was a clip that I never saw where you called me, when we first met, you called me a national treasure. And my guys showed me. And as soon as you DM me on Twitter, I'm like, who the fuck? You know how crazy I was speaking last year? I was like, I'm a killer, I'm a pedo, I'm this. And then you go on your channel and you go, I think Zherka's a national treasure. I have the clip. I recently saw it. And I'm like, bro, you and Nick are the only people to stick out your neck that far. Because at first, Sneeko was bringing me in like, whoa, slow down. There was like some control aspect. But you didn't give a fuck.
So
You knew those
beta.
memes.
Nico's so beta. Well, I
You
mean,
don't
people.
like Sneeko?
Not really, no.
I can't see you guys get along, actually. You should go
I
with
get along with
Sneeko's.
people. I could get along. He seems chill
See,
enough that we could get along. I don't think he's a bad
if you
guy.
didn't call him beta right now, it'd be so easy to get you on it.
Beta.
Why?
Beta.
Why would you say that? Why would you're supposed to use people, bro.
Oh, that's the secret. But no, you
No,
are a
for
national
real,
treasure.
Adam, I want to see. I don't think you would mix well with Fresh Fit, but I think you'd mix very well with Myron. Correct? I don't know.
Maybe.
I can't see you and Fresh having a conversation, but you and Myron, that would be great content. And I don't set a lot of people are like, you set up your friends.
Oh, you had the beef with Myron. Oh, not with Myron, with Fresh. Dude, Fresh is so cringe. He would be nothing without Myron. I'm sorry, but you were right about all that.
Adam, chill. I'm trying to put you on. I don't want.
Okay.
Because then it would be much better if you went on their show instead of the Twitter Spaces. Twitter Spaces is just Myron. I'd rather see you on the show. And a lot of people think, yo, you do this for a lot of your homies and stuff. You know, a lot of times I do it, even if I didn't like Adam, because I enjoy his content. You know, I just want to see you and Myron talk about Hitler. I think it'd be fucking hilarious.
Or talk about Jesus. They're always looking for good content too. So if they want to, I haven't seen them do like question Jesus. Like we're not going to question the number one religion in the world that was started by Jews and worships a Jew. Like that should be square one.
I feel like you go so hard on the intellectual stuff. You don't carry a meme with you to gain more followers because you're more of a grown up about it. Myron, he wears the KKK costume and calls his people the Klan. I do the Nazi stuff. Nick, everyone's got the memes, and then you're kind of doing it the grown up way. I feel like you're missing out on a ton of viewers not bringing a meme into it, right?
More memes. Note taken. More memes.
I'm going to send you a costume. I'm going to send you my Halloween
Have
costume.
you not seen all my AI Viking LARPings?
But I like that, but I want to see you lean more into the Aryan stuff. I feel like it's so funny. It's so funny how is there so many Nazi channels on Twitter and all of them look mixed race? It looks fucking retarded, right?
Nobody's whiter than me, Zherka. You know that,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. You're wasting your whiteness, bro.
All right, dude. Thanks so much for coming on, dude. This was awesome. Glad to do it. Was this our second, our third or fourth talk? I feel like this might be our fourth talk.
Yeah, you used to battle me when I was on Adderall last year. That was why. I don't know how you didn't just scream, "Shut the fuck up!"
Like, bro, I love it.
I was like, yep. You're drowning. And you're just sitting there like, what the fuck?
Oh, I love the drowning stuff. I've used that in debates now too. When somebody's drowning, I go, "You're drowning." It's
not to make it a glaze fest chat, but I respect Nick because I've never seen him lose a debate. I've never seen Adam lose a debate either, right? I don't think a lot of times you do. The only time you're on the back foot where you're losing is when they're being silly. I don't think that's winning when someone's just memeing.
Thank you, man. That means a lot. You're awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, let us know what you think in the comments about this. I look forward to hearing all the results. Huge show today. Have to have Zherka back on again soon. Hope you stay well, man. Hope you find your wife and start a big family and pass on those Chad genetics ASAP.
Right. And the last message I want to put here is Jesus is king.
I'll let you have the final word. All right. All right. Here, let me put. Oh, hey, he's gone. All right, cool. All right, guys. Super shout out to Larry Von Twinkletones, Indomitably Based, Cis Scum, Pure Blood, everybody else that donated. Christ is cringe, says Genetics Matters. That was a lot of fun. With Zherka, we always go really long, and it's a lot of fun. So thank you all for watching. Hope to see some clips of this. I hope everybody is enjoyed it and talks about it and clips it. And I will see you guys again. Keith Woods for the first time on Thursday. I think it's Thursday morning, so stay tuned for that. I love you all, and I will see you guys again very soon. Have a nice night, and take care. Shout out Zherka, the man, the legend.